Alrighty, guys, welcome to the stream. It's going to be just a normal stream today. No stream labs, no hanky panky. Hopefully, the stream comes out pretty nice. Because we've had a rough couple of weeks. Last 2 weeks, the stream's been kind of crappy. In fact, I didn't even save last week's live streams. Just kind of kept them as private because they were absolutely rubbish. Excuse my voice this week. I'm recovering from being sick, or actually I'm still sick. So just knew that I needed to get in here and get you guys a decent live stream for once, because the last couple have been really crappy. So once we get a few people in here, we'll see what topics we come up with this week and what shenanigans we can get up to. Also, don't mind, I have air conditioner in the background. It is hot as hell here. Oh, so I just got a reminder saying that Google On Air is going away August 1st. Nice. Thank you. A lot sooner than I was expecting. So that means we've got like a couple weeks to figure out a new plan to do these live streams where I'm doing them by myself. So fun times. Oh. So while we're sitting here waiting for people to come in, and maybe I might as well give you guys a channel update. I do have several videos that are waiting to be edited. I'm sorry, I've been under the weather, haven't been able to chance to get to the computer and edit my videos. Shop truck, the Dodge Ram 1500, the transmission is out. I'm waiting for some parts to be able to put it back together. And hello, Miss Formula. Welcome aboard. So I'm waiting for a couple parts to come in to be able to put it all the way back together. I needed a gasket that I had torn in the disassembly. Trans Am is basically the same state it was before. Running out of the garage. Truck also is not in the garage either, but truck transmission is in the garage. Hopefully we'll have that fixed either this week or next week. I made plans with a friend of mine to come up with a better computer situation, to hopefully be able to do the multi-person live streams. Hey Chris, you're able to pop in. I can get you the link if you don't already have it. Use a co-host. But anyway, we're looking at about $700-ish to build a new computer capable of running this live stream after August 1st. So we may be in a bit of a pinch come August 1st if I don't have another situation going on. No problem, Chris. So yeah, me and my buddy, we went parts hunting for computers, and the cheapest that we put one together that is able to handle what I needed to do is going to cost me anywhere between $600 and $700. So that will have to be bought a little at a time. So it's going to take a couple months for me to be able to get that on my own. It's actually probably a little bit more than a couple months. All right, thank you, Miss Formula. By the way, I'm not sure if any of you guys have paid attention to my Teespring account, but I pulled everything down except for this poster. I pulled everything down last night, I think. I did start re-uploading some of it with better images because I had a problem with a customer ordering a shirt, and the front of the shirt, the image was just, it was garbage. The lines were not thick enough for the computer that prints the images to be able to pick them up, and half the lines were missing, and it looked horrible. So I pulled them down. I redesigned some of my images to work better as a small image, and have re-uploaded at least the drag strip, the, what is it? Let's Settle This Like Adults t-shirt. So I have re-uploaded that one. But everything else I will slowly be putting back up as I get the images tweaked. And back up. I still have the truck one to do, and all of the original designs will be back up shortly with some modifications. Hey there's Chris. Welcome aboard.
Good evening.
Firebird Nation Car Club. All right.
Yes, sir. How are you guys tonight?
Under the weather. If you can't tell by my voice.
Under the weather does not sound good.
No, it does not.
Especially this time of year.
Yeah. I don't normally expect to get sick this time of year. I just got done telling them that I had pulled down everything off my Teespring account and have started re-uploading the products with better images because of that problem that Jonathan had. If you remember seeing the pictures for that. I can't help that, Grant. I've always started at 9 o'clock on Sundays. Straight 6 fan with Grant. And I don't know where Jason's at or if Jason's going to join. I do believe their live stream should be starting up soon if they haven't already, and I might have missed one. I don't know. Yeah, this is my OG spot. So anybody else that started picking this spot, that's on them. But I've been here first. I've actually been at this spot back when I first started streaming before I think you started the YouTube channel. Oh, no. Thanks, Trey 6 fan. You've been here for a while. Before Jason started the YouTube channel, I know that. Hey, Rick. Welcome back. Okay, so it's this Thursday. This Thursday at 8 p.m. my time. So 8 p.m. Eastern. Because I know you guys are normally done by like 8:30. Where's my thingy beside? And whose channel is it going to start out on? Is it going to start out on yours, Grant, or is it going to start out on Jason's? You having issues there, Chris?
Just a little bit. It's one of them nights, you know how it is. Like you trying to get your
my crap last week.
Yeah, your Streamlabs set up. I've
got a little bit of an emergency when it comes to that. When I started up my Google Hangouts today, I got a nice little notification box up here in the top right-hand corner. It says, this is Hangouts on Air Live. Google Hangouts on Air is going away August 1st. So that means
it's going to be a scramble to figure everything out.
Well, I don't know what I'm going to do because I have everything else I've tried. If I try to use live stream or the Streamlabs, you see what happened last week. Last week you saw that it just kept crashing on me because either something's going on with my bandwidth or my computer's not able to keep up with the CPU usage or something.
Okay.
So every time
different.
Say that again?
3 different times I think you tried to get it to
I've tried it for the last 2 weeks.
hook up and it wouldn't work right for you.
I think that it's more of YouTube wanting to all-inclusive. I think it's more just Google wanting to do away with it. Period. I think Google wants nothing to do with it anymore, so they're trying to get away from it. But yeah, it's going to totally dick me in the behind, because I use this to be able to do these multiple people live streams, and it says for quick, it says to use the YouTube.com webcam. Well, that's great and all if I just wanted to film myself, but I don't want to film just myself. I want my friends to come join my live stream with me, and I can't do that with what YouTube has at the moment. So unless YouTube is going to introduce something where I can have a group call, I'm going to have to go to a third party. And as soon as I start trying to run that many programs on this laptop, it doesn't like it. I mean, you got to understand, this laptop is an Alienware 14. Let's see if I can get
a little old then.
Huh?
A little old then.
Well, considering it's still running on Windows 7.
Okay.
Which is several. That's several. Let's see here. Is it going to give me what I want? All right, so yeah, this is running on an i7 2760 QM CPU at 2.4 gigahertz. It's running, copyright is 2009. So this computer is like 10 years old.
Okay.
That's old. For a computer, that's damn freaking old.
Yeah, almost ancient.
Well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a laptop or a computer, it's freaking old.
At least the computer upgrade as it gets older.
To a point, yes. Once you can't upgrade the chipset anymore, then the computer's done.
More versatile.
Yes, I do agree. Like you said, it's more versatile to upgrade a computer than it is to upgrade a laptop. But again, this laptop is still keeping up with a lot of the things that I need to do. So, but there's several downfalls with this laptop right now. Number one, Windows 7 is losing its support from Windows this year in January, so it will no longer receive security updates or any kind of software updates. And they've also stopped doing updates for my graphics card that's on this computer. So basically, it's just running out of support. The computer still works just fine. I mean, it does my videos like a dream. It has no problem editing my videos. They're just dropping support for it, and it's going to cripple it.
Minor headaches everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's just a lot of money that's going to need to be spent that I didn't want to spend.
Oh, that's that way with everything.
Well, yeah.
For the most part. Actually, due to the holiday, reloaded early on the West Coast, and I had to deliver today, so I got the night off. Could actually use the laptop, but not. I've been sitting here since like 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
And I slept. I drove half the night, so I slept half the day. So now I use the laptop and actually enjoy the evening. I'm like bored. What can I say?
No, that feeling.
I'm used to driving, but there is a good point to this. We're not going to do the playground bobblehead that we usually do, so.
Grant says that he needs to upgrade his desktop. It's been about 4 or 5 years. 4 or 5 years for computers is pushing it. I mean, and then again, 10 years is like damn real freaking like, that's really pushing it. So yeah, there's that. I got to find some way to come up with the funds to be able to start piecing that computer together. Now, granted, that's going to be a hell of a lot cheaper than me for me to buy a computer that is capable for doing what I want it to do, I'm looking at well over $1,000. You're looking at like $1,200 to $1,700 to buy a computer that's at the level that I'm looking for.
Now, will that be comparable to the one you had before that you built, or?
Actually, it will blow the computer that I built last out of the water. We actually went and performance checked the parts that I had in my last computer, and the CPU that I had put into this computer that I have, well, not the one that I'm using right now, but the one that I'm looking at putting together. Let's just say I might as well have tied the old CPU to a boat anchor and dropped it off of a freaking pier.
Oh, great, fish bait.
Yeah, the old CPU wouldn't be able to keep up with this one at all. But that's again how far. I mean, geez, when I built that computer that I had before, the largest CPU was an 8-core.
Okay.
Okay, it was when i7s had only been out. Well, this one's got an i7, but it was an 8-core. They're running 32 cores now.
Now, how long ago did you build that one?
2015.
So not some 5 years.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yes.
And literally the processing speed today is like 50 to 60 times that for a low-end CPU.
Yeah,
So,
you're that far with your. I mean, look at the way phones upgrade so much.
Yeah,
you buy
exactly.
a phone a year and a half later, and it's giving you screwy problems because they want you to upgrade to the next one.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, probably even faster, potentially.
But yeah, I mean, without some help, I mean, I need people to buy T-shirts and stuff like that, because without some help, it's going to take me a while to build that computer, and still be able to make content for the channel as well at the same time. You know, not to mention my phone decided to fly off the top of my car at about 35 miles an hour. So I got to get that repaired too.
Sweet. You have a hell of a week.
Huh? Actually, that was last week. That was a week before. I don't think that was this. Was that this week? It might have been the beginning of this week. I'm not sure. But yeah, it went flying. I had yeah, because it was last weekend. It was last weekend. I went to the Wawa, and it was first thing in the morning. I'm not awake. I went to go get my energy drinks and a coffee, and I sat my phone down on top of the car to put the drinks inside the car, and I forgot it was up there. And it was still connected to my Bluetooth speaker because it was still playing music, so I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Until I heard a thunk on the roof, and I got to look behind me in the rearview mirror, and I got to watch my phone try to play Butterfly.
It didn't float away.
It got some hang time for like all of like 5-6 seconds, and then I watched it smash onto the freaking concrete.
Oh.
I thought it was going to be dead. I literally thought it was dead. I immediately pulled the car over, threw all my hazards, and I ran 100 or so feet back behind my car to go back to it. And when I looked at it and I looked up, it looked perfectly fine. Not a damn nick, not a scratch, not a nothing. Until I flipped it over.
A protector or anything on it?
Huh?
You have a
it had a little flimsy case. It was a black web case from Walmart that's like doubled as a wallet. That protected it about as well as tissue paper to a bullet.
Okay.
That first impact, that freaking case went flying. I literally watched them separate.
Yeah, I don't know what this new thing is. When we got our new phones, it was a liquid. You know, I bought the phone and they bought it. You know, the guy's like, well, I'll tell you, we'll do the screen protector. You get this, and I'll give you the screen protector for free. Well, this little tube, it wasn't much bigger than a super glue tube, was like $80. And the guy, they pull the phone out of the elbow, so you get the phone set up and wipe the screen with the little alcohol wipe, let that dry good, and then they just took this little tube and had like a little, like felt brush like thing, and they just brushed it over the top of the screen on the phone and the tablet, and then set it to the side and let it dry. And I'm looking at the guys, okay, you squirted what essentially looks like liquid toothpaste. You're gonna tell me that's gonna work for the phone? He says it's guaranteed. Don't worry about it. Yeah, well, that's fine for you to say, but I'm dropping $1,000 on a phone. The first time I drop it, getting in out of the truck or something, and it shatters, but.
That'll keep the glass from scratching. I doubt it'll keep it from shattering.
It has. I've dropped the phone, I don't know how many times now, out of my shirt pocket. Run around to different car shows or different stuff I'm doing, and landed on the concrete, blacktop, gravel, and it hasn't cracked at all. I've dropped the tablet more than I've dropped the phone. Same thing. It's it's got the scratches around the. It's got a case on it. But basically, the case is just on the. The back of it, and the front,
right.
The open. And the tablet has nothing. It's just a tablet with the same stuff on it. And I've dropped it from the seat of the truck clean to the pavement, and that hasn't cracked at all. I don't know what it was called or what it is.
Well, what sucks is I literally just had this screen replaced like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's what it always works.
I was paying for gas, and I was using my phone because I have a credit card on my phone. Just swipe, put your fingerprint on, and it immediately will read your credit card off your phone. And I went to go. The pump wasn't accepting the card. The pump was screwed up. So I went to go pull out my regular card to go use my regular card, and my phone slipped out of my pocket. When I went to pull my card out, and of course it hit the concrete, with little shards of glass in it, that concrete that glistens.
Yeah.
And of course, the second the edge of the screen hit one of those little shards of, glass pieces in the concrete, it shattered the screen. It's like taking porcelain to a glass window.
Yeah.
So I got that replaced, and they replaced the screen, and they replaced the chassis, which is the centerpiece. The only thing they kept from my original phone was the back glass, the battery, and all of the circuit boards.
That
was just replaced. And then, of course, my phone decides to go lee, so I have to replace the chassis again and the back glass. But I watched how they did it when they came over and did it, and I bet you I could do that myself. I bet you I could, other than, it was cheaper for me to do it through the insurance company for the front glass, because the front glass alone is like $250. New.
Yeah, pays to have the insurance.
Huh?
Pays to have the insurance.
Well, yeah, because I only paid $30 to have the glass replaced. But it's going to cost me more than that, because I guarantee you with the damage that's on this phone, they're going to want me to send the phone in and have it refurbished, and they send me back a refurbished one. And that's going to cost me $250 because that's what my deductible is. Well, the back glass on these phones costs $9. I can pick up a used chassis for about $25.
Okay.
So for like $35 in, I have all the parts I need to fix the phone. And literally to separate the glass, it's like separating a headlight on a car. You warm it up with a heat gun, and it softens the glue, and you work like a plastic pick all the way around to separate it, and you pull it off.
No, that ain't that bad. And then just reseal it.
Right. And the thing is if I break the back one, the only glass I'm worried about breaking is the front one. But again, that's $235 for a new one.
Yeah.
But the back glass is $10. If I would have known that before, well, no, like I said, I still needed to buy the new one for $235, but and that's not that bad. You know, just take your time and make sure you do it slow, and you know, it's just like anything else. It comes apart. It's just a matter of knowing how it comes apart.
Yeah, pop it easy and have it go, and then you're good to go.
Right.
Of course, me, I don't have the patience for such things. I get something doesn't work right, and you get a little aggravated. It's like, oh, he's like, snap. Yeah, okay, there you go.
No, it was broken anyway. It was already broken. I just broke it more.
Yeah, it's like working on your classic car, and you got that one bolt that you've had apart before that you know is going to come off, but it's a little bit rusted or something's wrong with it, and you're in a hurry and pop. You know, great. You know, now we need a bolt extractor.
A bolt extractor or a drill or a welder with a freaking nut.
Yeah.
You know, it all depends on what you got handy. Before you even fucking with those stupid bolt extractors, you gotta get a grab a fucking nut in your welder. You put a nice little freaking nice little bead on the inside of that nut attached to the top of the freaking screw, and just crank that sucker off with a freaking ratchet.
Yeah, sometimes it's a hell of a lot easier.
Well, you're doing two things. Number one, you're giving yourself a nice better place to grab that bolt to than you would a bolt extractor. And two, you're heating up the inside of that bolt, which is going to break it free to begin with.
Yeah. Generally, shit happens like that, and you're somewhere where you don't have those type of items or tools at hand to be able to fix it. That's the way my luck works, anyways.
Wait, who's they? They finally got wise and started selling cups, hats, and shirts with their name. Who's they?
I think she's talking about her local gas chain.
Oh, Sheets?
No, the one out there by us.
I'm not going to say that one.
Me neither. That's why I had to reread that. I think that's what she's talking about. You look at, I laugh because some of the areas I've traveled around the country and you see signs like that for business, and you just look at it and you're like, seriously? They actually printed that or put that up there that way? You got to be kidding, man. Yeah, it's like all the.
You stop.
He's gonna make. She's sitting here and she's mopping the floor, and she's literally mopping me into a corner.
Yeah, I was going to comment earlier. You know, you're in a good position there with. She's standing behind you with the wife weapon, because she's actually mirrored behind you on Jean Grey.
Oh yeah, she can see you. They can see you mopping through the picture.
Yeah, a shadow.
I'm not sure they can see that or not. I can't see.
You can see a shadow of her, but whenever she was sweeping the handles, I was like, yeah, she's got the wife weapon ready to crack into the back of the head this week.
Well, I got a nose full of Pine Sol at the moment. Oh my god, my freaking analytics keeps crashing. Kim and Go, there we go. I can say that one.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Some of the places you see, and it just makes, you know, it's like you get out on the west, like out in Washington, you know, you see they're around there, you know, there's a few around Pennsylvania, you know, the little coffee house shack, you can walk up and get a coffee.
Right.
But there's a rather unique out in Washington, to the point that they're, you know, basically your baristas are lingerie or bikini clad, and then they have names to match, so to speak, that, you know, brews and whatever.
I got Corey from TZ Nation 87. He's bitching on my Instagram that I posted to promote this live stream. He says, what sucks is now you have to have 1K subs and 4,000 watch hour time to live stream. I didn't hear that. Have you?
They put something out when I started our stuff.
But that was a while ago. I mean, Jason and them were doing live streams to get to 1,000 subs.
So, like, I know I did, like, the first video we did like a live stream type thing, and I can't do anything now. I've got to, you know, record it and then upload it. So whatever the change
anymore? You said you can't do live streams anymore?
Yeah, I mean, the first video, like the video intro we did for the channel, we did like a live stream when I actually got around to figuring something out and try to do something, and I went back to try to do something later after that, and
What?
they got us blocked. They won't let us do a live stream at all because of that.
It says because of the 1,000. Like, I didn't see any mention of that.
Yeah, yeah, but you're already monetized and have enough subs.
Well, I had that whole big old scare last year.
Yeah,
Because I was at like 400, 500 subs. I had plenty of watch time. I've always had about 18,000 watch hours.
yeah. So it probably wouldn't have
Way above the watch hours. I always have been, but the problem is being a how-to DIY channel, never really had a whole lot of subscribers because people just came and went depending on what their needs were. Excuse me. I mean, I'm still that way. I have way more people that watch my how-to content than they watch my project content. You know, I'm lucky if my project content reaches above 100, 200 views, but my DIY stuff is in the thousands.
Yeah, it makes you scratch your head. You know, when what do you put up that's going to generate the most benefit for your channel?
Well, for me, it's obviously the DIY stuff, but I don't want to do the DIY stuff all the time. I want to work on this. You know, I want to work on my truck. I want to work on I want to get my Nova up on a rotisserie and start doing the cool build. You know, that's going to be my badass build. That's going to be my, hey, look what I can do build.
Right.
And you know, because the TA is right now is just going. It's just let's get it back on the road. It's not super exciting. It's not, you know, I mean, again, it's a Trans Am, and if you like Trans Ams, it's cool. But I'm not doing anything to it that's like, wow. You know, it's literally just basic maintenance, getting it back up to snuff.
Yeah, you got to appreciate them. I mean, that's the problem we're having, just trying to generate some membership in the club. You know, there's tons of people that have them, but
there's also tons of clubs for them too. So you're in a market that's pretty well saturated as far as clubs.
Yeah, everybody has a local club. They don't want to join a national or international club. So, you know, and then
but you got to figure that
like I was speaking to Miss Foreman the other day. You know, we can hand out cards, we can take pictures, and say this. We can say, hey, come join us. It's great. And the first thing that anyone's going to ask, no matter where you're at, is, okay, what's in it for me, or what are you going to offer me for me to spend that money to do that?
Right, you do. I mean, that's the way businesses work. It's you know, nobody wants to pay something for nothing.
Exactly.
You know, this is my hard-earned money. I don't want to give it to you if I'm not getting my money's worth back.
Exactly.
What am I getting with that money that I'm handing you? And the thing is at first you may have to build your subscribers on no money at all, you know, or very little. But the other thing is you to be able to give them something back. So if your membership is $10 to $20 for a year, well, Jesus Christ, a T-shirt's worth $10 to $20, and if you guys can print out enough of them that, you know, that the cost per T-shirt is under what it costs for the membership, well, then you're making a profit.
Right.
You're making something to be able to put something into something else. So you gotta be able to make them feel like they're getting a value.
Exactly.
For what they're giving. I mean, my T-shirts run on my channel. They run anywhere from $20 to $26, $27, depending on what quality shirt you get. You know, so depending on how much you're charging for a membership, you know, you got to think about it. Depends on how many shirts can you make and how cheap can you make them. You know, the other thing you can do is you can use something like my Teespring that I use. Okay, so you design, you set up your T-shirts, your whatever. Teespring is going to charge you so much per shirt to print it. Okay.
Yeah, I know we have
a.
This formula would have to say what it is. There's some kind of a store thing that they're with now. That if you're on the website, that you can click on where you can go and order. I've never looked at it myself, right. So I'm not sure what's that. I know.
Let's say you know, hypothetically, you go to teespring.com and you set up a shirt. Okay, you tell them to become a member, go online, go purchase this shirt. Okay, so the shirt's $25, 25, 30 bucks, whatever you want to say it is. Okay, so A, right off the bat, they're getting a shirt. It gets mailed out to them. You don't even have to touch it. You don't have to order any ahead of time. You don't have to buy X amount of shirts before you make a profit, whatever. It's per shirt, per person. So
Right.
Teespring is going to charge you so much just to print that shirt. Let's just say $10. You sell that shirt for $15. You're making $5 off of that shirt. That's $5 going in the pot for the car club. They get a shirt. They technically, it only cost you $10 out of that 15 for them to have a shirt, and that's $5 towards whatever else you want to use it for the car club.
Right.
They feel like they got something. They're now a member of the car club, whatever, and then for them to be able to, and let's say for the next year's membership, you make up a new design for a T-shirt, and they have to buy that T-shirt. You know what I mean? That's a good way for you to make them feel like they got something, but you can also register them and whatever as well. And they've got something to show. They got something to wear around with your car club name on it to attract more people.
Yeah, she's saying it's Cafe Press.
It's similar to Teespring.
Which, yeah.
I don't know what their charge rate is or what their printing is like. I haven't gone to any other company, so there might be other companies better than Teespring. I don't know. Teespring is just what most of the YouTubers were using.
Well, it's simple and easy in the fact that you can design your own design and then just upload the design. Say,
and I can have as many designs. The other thing is I can have as many designs as I want.
Right. And
I have actually 2 stores. I have my 4th generation Nova store for my Facebook page, and then I have my NOVAtazz store for my channel. And I can print it on T-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, cell phone cases, towels, banners, pillows, posters, whatever I want to come up with, I can put it on.
Yeah, it's just a matter of them going and clicking the link to get to
it. Yeah.
Whatever you're.
It's a matter of marketing, and then on my point to get them to drive them towards the store. Which you guys haven't checked out. Well, I've got this poster up right now, and then I have my Let's Settle This Like Adults T-shirt with the new front lapel, which for those of you guys that have not seen the new design, and this is only for the small, like when it's only like 4 or 5 inches. Is that going to show?
That's the one that goes on the front, right?
Yeah, because I took out. Come on, focus.
There you go.
But I took out a lot of the lines and made the some of the lines that actually define the car. I made them a lot thicker. So that way, when you make it real small, the lines you can still see them. Oh. So like there's a new design for that. I have it with the flag. Because I want to make sure that I still kept a lot of my original designs to be able to still use them. Because here, not sure if you can see this. This is the problem that I had. You can see like a lot of the lines. Now his picture didn't come out very well, but a lot of the lines are gone that define the car.
Didn't transfer over good.
No. So that's why I wanted to change it up. Because like here is, this is actually not even the original. This is still a redesign. This is a redesign for me to do for the larger images. So I still kept some of the smaller details in there, but I definitely
Okay.
make outlines a lot bigger. So it helps with contrast.
Which will help your print rate whenever they print it.
Right.
Now that'd be the design that would go on the back of a shirt.
That would be like a back of the shirt design, yeah.
Okay.
So here's another front design with the flag. And I see that it's wanting to focus on my face. So like there's a back design, that was a front design.
That would look awesome on a sleeve if it would print right.
I can't print on the sleeves with Teespring.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only. Well, maybe you could use the same design like that and have a patch made.
Well, yeah.
Embroidered.
They have decals that I can have printed as well, die-cast decals. But they're like, for me to be able to make any kind of profit off of them, they got to be like $7, $8 per decal, and I don't see somebody spending $8 for a sticker.
Yeah. Not per se, but.
To answer Mrs. Formula's question, all of these designs are vector. Every single one of these designs that I design are done with a vector program. I then convert them over to a PNG when I have the size that I want. So like I still have all my original files are all vectors. So that way I can go back and I can tweak them, make them smaller, make them bigger, whatever I want to do. And then when I have my design finalized, I make it as large as possible. So basically 300 pixels per square inch. And I finalize the design as a PNG, so that way when I upload it to, say, like Teespring or whatever, because Teespring doesn't accept a vector image. All right? So I save it as a PNG. And as long as I save it as a 300 pixel per square inch image, and I keep it under a certain file size, it'll be as best as quality as Teespring will accept. And I don't have to worry about choppy image lines, you know, or anything like that.
I'm going to presume that the vector file is what she could use to convert or whatever to run on the embroidery machines that she has.
Right. I've had some people wanted me to come up with designs, which I have done. I did one for, shoot, what was that channel? It's in the link, it's in all of my descriptions. But he's the one that originally came up with my original Trans Am logo design before I got my program. And so I did it for him doing that for me. When I got my program, I did his Volvo. He had a turbo diesel Volvo, and we called it the turbo tank. And I did an image for him with his turbo tank.
Okay.
To answer Mrs. Formula's question, I use Inkscape. It is well, if you can find it, it's a free program. If you can find it. I use an older version, that's why it's free.
Yeah, she's got some of that stuff she showed me, and I just said to her, here, we'll just start this easy. It's just, I'm lost. I have no clue what you're talking about. Just let me pull my hair out and we'll be done with it. As I'll take your word for it. Yeah, she's got files for some of the stuff she can do. It's, well, like the last machine she bought, she got enough discs and design files on discs that she can fill an 8-foot table with.
Well, I mean, like, my mom wanted me to do embroidery for the back of my car seats with the Trans Am logo in the colors that I want to do for the outside on the hood. And my mom's husband's mom has an embroidery machine that does that.
Okay.
But I'm nowhere near that point. I need to still buy the machine to finish my seats. I've come to the conclusion that I think what I'm going to end up doing is buying a hand crank shoe leather sewing machine. They're about $100 on eBay, and it should be able to sew through all of the fabric that I need it to. I mean, it's designed to sew through several thick layers of leather.
Yeah, it should.
So it should be able to do what I want it to do. It's just not going to be as fast as, say, like an electric machine.
Right. You'll get there. So you just going to do like the hood bird, or did you have something specific, change?
For what? On the car seats? Just the hood bird, probably in the center of the back seat, and then on the headrest of both of the front seats.
Okay, so similar to what they did with the 79 10th anniversary when they did the.
Pretty much identical, just with the colored bird that will be on the hood.
Right. Yeah, that stuff that they did was just.
Mrs. Formula, I was using a sewing machine. It was a Brother. I think it cost about $100 at Walmart. Electric machine, and it would not. I had to literally sew through 2 half-inch layers of foam and 4 layers of fabric, and like a stack that it ends up being like a stack like that tall in some of the parts of the seat, because I'm recreating the 76 horsepower seats.
Okay.
And I actually added an extra seam in one part of it, because I want to do a I forget what they call it. Let's goodbye. I'm gonna love stupid people. Yeah, I could just use a heavy duty sewing machine, but have you looked at the prices of heavy duty sewing machines lately? They start at like $250, $300. So unless somebody's got one laying around, $100 hand crank machine's a lot cheaper.
I see the smut lovers are in again tonight.
Yeah, I already got rid of them. Not playing their games tonight.
Yeah, interesting.
Been here. Haven't had a good live stream in a couple of weeks, so I just want to sit in here and chill and have a good live stream. It's actually water today. I'm not drinking a beer today because then beer and being sick don't mix.
Yeah, not normally. So
need to hydrate today.
Yeah, with all the issues you had last week, yeah, I was surprised you didn't just go back to the regular, but I'm presuming you got disgusted with it since Streamlabs wouldn't work, because I kept expecting to come back up with your regular Hangouts.
Well, what happened is we were trying to figure out what the problem was, and we came to the conclusion that it's just the computer. So me and Big E just hunkered down and started figuring out on building, piecing together a new computer. We started based off of my old computer, and then also the computer he just built, and we started piecing it together. We were at that till like almost 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
I mean, I can go over. I don't
Rare
know.
Monday off?
Huh?
A rare Monday off for you?
No, I had to be up.
So you slept like 2 hours, maybe 2.5, before you had to get up and go to work.
A little bit. I don't know if anybody's computer savvy here, but like I've always gone with Intel only because it's the brand that I know. But he convinced me to get an AMD Ryzen 5 2600 processor, which is a 3.4 gigahertz, 6 core. And it runs a hell of a lot better than the processor I had in my old one. I'm just going with an ATX AM4 motherboard. We're going to have 16 gigs of RAM. And the ASRock Radeon RX 578 gigabyte GPU. And I'm actually going to go with the same case I had last time. So.
Now, is that going to be a laptop based or a tower based?
No, that's a tower based because that way I can upgrade it. So that's like a base. That's like a base build. No, there's other parts that we picked in there. That was just the main components. I mean, like there's power supplies and different other things you have to throw in there.
Right.
But what that did is that leaves me room to upgrade later. So like a year or two down the road, I can get a better processor, or I can get a better GPU, more RAM. You know what I mean? But that'll get me going and get the project up and going to be able to start piecing this together. Because, like I said, in a couple weeks, we're not even going to have Hangouts. So either I'm going to have to just live stream by myself and have you guys in the chat, or I'm going to have to find a way to make one of these OBS programs work with either Skype or Google Hangouts and not totally kill my stream.
Now, have you tried Skype at all for anything yet, or?
No, I haven't had anybody to try it with, so.
Okay.
You know, and a lot of you guys said you didn't have Skype, so.
Yeah, I know I used to. I'd have to basically reinstall it back into the phone or the tablet.
Yeah, Miss Formula, the video, like right now I have a NVIDIA graphics card in this computer. But again, it's a 10-year-old graphics card. But the one that I'm going with is the Radeon RX 578 gig Phantom Gaming D video card is what it is. And it's about $170. It's not the best quality graphics card, but it's like mid-range. Again, because I can upgrade later, but this will get me to where I need to get to at least be able to get me to do what I need to get it to do.
As opposed to fighting the laptop.
Yeah, which is what I'm doing now. I'm not struggling in as far as the video editing side. It does take me a little bit longer to render a video than probably it should. But where I'm really struggling is forget it. If I want to play any kind of video game that came out in the last like 5 years, this computer can't do it. Obviously, just even running an OBS program and running Google Hangouts at the same time, this computer couldn't do it.
Just running too slow.
Yeah. There's no, and I tried reinstalling drivers and all kinds of stuff. That's what we were doing last night. We were trying to, the last week, we were trying to reinstall the drivers and see if we can get it to run the soft, like my computer is so, this laptop is so old that Streamlabs was not recognizing the GPU in it.
Oh.
Okay, like Streamlabs should be able to run off of your CPU or be able to run off of your TPU to do the, the video part. It wasn't even recognizing my graphics card. It was literally trying to run everything off of the GPU.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
No. So that would probably be where we were having a lot of the crashing issues. And we could not get it no matter what we tried. I reinstalled the graphics card drivers like 7 times. Just wouldn't do it.
I know you flip-flopped last week when you were doing it. I mean, 1 minute you would pause and then it would play, and then you change something, come back again. It basically just flip-flopped what it was doing. It was a longer pause and then a shorter play, as opposed to the longer play and then a short pause when you actually went live. So like,
yeah,
you couldn't get that happy medium where it would just run.
What's up, Steve? Welcome to the group. We're talking about the
run evenly.
several things right now. Number one was the issues we were having in the last 2 weeks with me trying to use a new program to run my live stream, because I'm not sure if you've heard, but Google Hangouts on Air is going to be disappearing as of next month. And I was scrambling trying to find a new solution, and we have come to the conclusion that my computer is just too old and too outdated to run these new programs, and I am having to hunker down and build a new rig. And it's going to cost me about $700 for a new computer, and that's with me building it. So that's just $700 in parts. So that's where we at. The other thing that we covered on to catch you back up the speed is we had issues with my designs on Teespring not printing as well as they looked on my end. So when the customers were getting them, they were not nearly as nice. Some of the lines were missing out of the image, and that is probably my fault with trying to create too detailed of an image at too small I wasn't making the lines big enough for the image. So I redesigned a lot of my images. I think you've seen the one new image for the Trans Am. I'm not sure if I showed any of you guys. Did you guys see the one with the Nova? I redid the Nova one too.
Oh, that's sweet.
The Nova one.
Yes.
The Nova one is simple because I literally got rid of all of the lines because I couldn't find any lines that I thought really accentuated the car minus the outline, the silhouette, without it getting too busy. Because the Nova really doesn't have any body lines down the side except for right underneath where the windows are. And I thought that was going to look absolutely retarded.
The only drawback to vent placement
The what?
for the air conditioning unit underneath the bunk. When you're sitting on the bunk, the air blows directly on your bare feet.
Oh, you get cold feet.
Yes.
You're in here enough, Mrs. Formula. You're going to remember everybody's names that come in here all the time. So, like, Hammer Down and Steve. Well, you obviously know your. I keep forgetting what relation you guys are to each other. Fiance, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife.
All of them.
All of the above. Okay.
All of the above. Although she'll tell you, don't feel bad. I wonder about him sometimes too. I'm sure.
But let's see who else was in here. One Love Blazer's name is Chris. Straight Six Fan is Grant. Rick is Rick.
Which she should be Grant because he's the one that started the Central States Automotive YouTuber Facebook thing that he put us in a couple weeks ago that I've told
Rick?
about.
I don't know if I was in that.
Yeah, well, Grant started it. Basically, it's a Facebook group.
Oh, Grant. Oh, okay, Grant. I was already on the Rick.
Yeah, he started that Facebook group thing for trying to bring all. Basically, it's an automotive YouTuber group for everybody out there in like the Midwest. But he calls us.
You guys are spread out all over the place.
Yeah, I mean they're from Texas all the way up into Illinois.
Right.
That I've seen in it so far.
So I've seen some progress on Steve's RAM. I guess I'll bring Steve up to date on my RAM project if you'd like to hear that. I got the transmission out and was in the process of putting it back together. And I don't even think any of you guys know this, but I was there by myself. So literally it's just me, and technically I hurt my shoulder a couple months back. And me trying to be easy on myself, I pulled the overdrive unit off of the transmission before I threw the rest of the transmission up on the bench, because that overdrive unit alone weighs like 20 some pounds. And what I wasn't thinking was the fact to be able to put that overdrive unit back on the transmission, the case has to be empty. So I basically just dicked myself out of a lot of work, because for me to get that overdrive unit back on, I have to take the whole I have to take the whole main case apart. So I have to pull everything out of the main case to be able to get that the overdrive unit, the seat, all the way on the case. And I also have to get a new gasket for it because it ripped. So I'm waiting for the gasket to come in, and then I'm going to have to pull the main case completely apart. So I got to pull the valve body out. I got to pull the
Gear cluster and everything.
I have to pull all of the clutch packs out, all the way back down to the end of the case, empty the case completely, and then attach the overdrive unit back to it, and then build the case back up again. And what I should have done is I literally should have just pulled out the first set of clutch packs and the pump and the valve body, check the first set of clutch packs to make sure that they were okay, and then just throw them back in and throw the freaking pump back on, and the transfer case, the transmission should have already been back up in the truck. Should never have pulled that overdrive unit off.
Yeah, Steve has a point. Time you get around to it, you're gonna be a good soldier. You'll be able to do that thing.
I'm already can build that thing with my eyes closed.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I just thought that I would. What?
Fifth or sixth time you've torn it apart completely?
Something like that.
In this truck.
I just thought I was going to get lucky enough that I could literally just slide the overdrive unit back onto the tail of the transmission, without having to take the whole damn thing apart. I was not thinking that, in order to seat that freaking main shaft into the overdrive unit, you got to have an empty case. And I wasn't.
You retired. Let's go with that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, go with that. It's like the time that you go. You're in a hurry, but you're tired. You go to your local Sheetz, Wawa, whatever. Send your choice. Grab some gas. Pull up. You run in, pay for your gas. Grab a cup of coffee. Run out. Drop your keys on the ground, trying to get the door unlocked. You jump in the car. You pull out. Get ready to go. And like your phone, you look in the mirror and watch your coffee cup that you just bought go off the side of the car onto the parking lot.
In fact, I did that day. I had a cup of soda. And as I was leaving the shop that day, I had the soda up on top of the car. Actually, I had it up on the hood. And I was going down the driveway, and I saw it sitting on the hood. I'm like, "Aw."
Too late.
Yeah, because as soon as you hit the brakes, it's sitting there all nice and pretty until you hit the brakes, and then it falls.
Yeah, I've done that in the truck where I've gotten and the cup holder sucks. So, you get fresh cup of coffee. I mean, you go however far. I did one time with left the house. We were going to Baltimore early in the morning. So, we left the house 2 o'clock in the morning, bus dash to the yard, jump in the truck, throw everything in, get all the way out to the end of the driveway of the truck, get ready to pull out of the driveway down the main road to get on 81 and head where we're going to go, and watch the cup flip out of the cup holder all over the floor. Never even got a drink.
At least if it falls outside, you don't have to clean up the mess.
Yeah. So this, and then of course, you got carpet up front. So now you got coffee with a little bit of cream of choice in there. That, come with that. You throw a wad of paper towels or napkins down there to soak up what you can, but you never get it all out. So a couple days later, it gets a little
funky.
Yeah, it's a little aromatic. So you got to get cleaner of choice and scrub it or whatnot. And at least they're black carpets because you ain't got to worry about it staining and showing. But
right.
It's still, but that was the old days. They pulled all that nice cream stuff away from me. So, I get that basically diluted colored water that they call decaffeinated coffee. Now, I've expressed to a couple people what my opinion of decaffeinated coffee was when I had.
What's the point of decaffeinated coffee again?
Yeah, it sucks.
You don't drink coffee necessarily for the taste. You drink it for the caffeine, and if it's decaffeinated, that's just like drinking a beer with no alcohol in it.
Yeah, And with the BP issues I've had at the moment, I had to get rid of the caffeine. So, I got the decaf just to, for flavor. Yeah, it was. Let's just say my opinion of decaffeinated coffee, I can't repeat over air, but the doctor, when I told her, when I had to go back to the doctor and ask, so, what do you think of decaf? And I expressed my opinion of it. And it's quite colorful. It expressed exactly what my opinion was of it in the best way possible.
Right.
The only thing Miss Formula says when I told her, she just says, "You are so bad."
All right. So Steve says he has to take his transfer case out again. Well, the thing is Steve, is you got to lift, and I would rather take that transfer case in and out of that fucking truck a gazillion times than that transmission, because I have the 46RE, and that freaking thing is heavy, especially when you're doing it by yourself, and the truck is just lifted up on jack stands.
Without sans benefit of transmission jack?
Huh?
Without sans benefit of a transmission jack?
No, I didn't have it. I had a transmission floor jack.
Okay.
But the problem is the transmission floor jack did not clear the frame rail of the truck with where it was sitting.
Oh, lovely.
I got the transmission down out of the truck. It's now sitting on the transmission jack, stuck under the truck.
Lovely.
And guess what? The bolts that you use to adjust the arms so that way they hug the pan on the transmission, yeah, they're underneath of the transmission pan when the transmission's sitting on the jack. So I had to sit there. I had to lift up the transmission off of the jack, loosen two of the bolts to hold the arms on, so I could slide the arms off, so I could slide the transmission off onto me and then onto the ground.
It's almost the point where you get disgusted with it before you even start the project.
No, I'm just more worried about getting the transmission back underneath the truck and back up in the truck. Did I mention that I did all of this on out in the field where it was parked? So I did all of this on top of the mud.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, you try putting a truck up on jack stands in the mud.
It works great till you drop the jack.
Well, I actually used ramps in the front.
Okay.
So the front was up on ramps, and I didn't even put the back up because I didn't see any point. But the one ramp on the passenger side was starting to sink into the ground as the truck is leaning to that side. Which is why, like we pulled the transmission out of my mom's Explorer a couple weeks ago. To get the transmission out from underneath that truck, we just jacked the driver's side up a little bit higher to get it to clear the frame rail. Well, I wasn't about to do that with this truck because, knowing my luck, that ramp would given away and the truck would have rolled down the hill on its side.
Yeah. You'd had a good reason to cuss the smashing the thumb with a hammer.
Considering that truck is in amazing shape for how old it is. I mean, that body is pretty damn well clean, and the only rust is in the bottom of the doors. So yeah, I would have been a hot mess. I would have been really pissed.
Yeah, at
that point, I think that truck would be meeting in scrapyard.
You'd have been given a sailor sermon.
Thumping. But so yeah, I got to put the transmission back together again. This time I'm gonna yank the truck up onto the macadam. Because like it's only like 5 feet from the blacktop, right where it's sitting.
That way you can get it higher.
Right. I just didn't want to take up that space with the truck not moving. You know, so when I'm putting the transmission back up in, I can pull it forward. We'll just pull it forward with another truck, and then jack it up.
So when do we take away your cutting torches, spark igniters, and lighters?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Why?
After you put it all back in and put together, and if it still has the same issue, I imagine you want to drop the dynamite in it.
Yeah, I'd rather go with dynamite than a torch. Maybe a little thermite.
You know, that'd be interesting.
Just lace the whole truck with thermite.
Do a live event like Jason's gonna do with that Korea and blow it up.
It'll be a 4th of July spectacular.
Yeah. Who said that a ram couldn't orbit?
I know, right?
That's why horns fly, right?
So he has the, oh, that's right. He has the 47 RH because he has the V10 in his. I don't know what transfer case my my truck has. I don't even know. I know it's a Borg Warner because it says it right on the case.
Oh, come on. Oh, wait.
Ah, we have a Big E.
Yes, you do. Finally. Took me fucking...
Well, we have a...
Got half of him anyways.
We got
Sorry, I'm eating.
He looks like Blue from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Dude. I just had to spend like 20 minutes resetting my password. Because apparently I forgot it because my brother came over here, used my computer to make a Gmail account because his... whatever the hell she is, I don't even know anymore. Pulled a bitch move and took the phone I gave him so I could stay in touch, so I can get in touch with him if I needed to. And signed him out of everything, changed his passwords, whole 9 yards. So he comes over here, makes a new Gmail. I go to sign into mine, and I can't remember the password. I go to change the password, and then it signs me into his for whatever reason.
Nice.
So then I sign out of that. I hope I didn't change his password for
You
whatever.
gotta love all their security issues still come.
Mm-hmm. After I change the password, I'm trying to sign back in, and it's just giving me that stupid, whatever the hell it is, where it's got like the screwed up text, and it wants you to type it in. Half the time you can't even tell what's what. It's so screwed up.
Uh-oh. I think Steve has got the lift kit on his Ram done.
Oh dear.
Oh my God.
Google account.
Steve, am I allowed to share it in the live stream, or is this something just for me? Ugh. I don't want to share it if I don't have permission. Oh, the window mechanics on the Trans Ams, yeah, they're a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Her passenger going to quit coming home from the car show last Saturday.
You know that. Well, anyway, here's at least part of the lift on his Ram.
If it ever focuses.
Yeah, if it ever focuses. Can't tell if it's going to or not.
No, it's not.
Anyway, you get the idea. You can see the tire. You can see the clearance. It does not focus.
Yeah.
It's a big freaking tire.
Yeah, it is.
Now, granted, mine's not nearly that big, but yeah, you know that door that I just put on my Trans Am?
Nope.
Chris, I think you've seen it, right?
Yeah, the one that you've had.
Yeah, you want to? It's empty. There's nothing in that door,
Ooh, that would have been bad.
so I got to put all the tracks in it.
Plus a glass.
Plus the glass, because yeah, I'm going to use the glass. Actually, it had glass in it and it had tracks in it, but the thing is it has the electric tracks in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have electric windows in my car right now. Yeah, I did just pick up all of the electronic stuff, all the electric windows. I just picked all that stuff up at the junkyard, but I haven't tested any of the motors yet to see if they work. And there is no motor in the new door. All the tracks and stuff were there, and the window was in there, but there was nothing to like put it up and down. And I also knew that when I went to go hang it on the door, I didn't want anything in that door, because the lighter that door is, the easier it is to hang.
Naturally.
Yeah, they're a bitch. They're a bitch enough with their 58 Cadillac length that they got.
I used a jack with a rag on top of it. Pretty sure I used jack with a rag on top of it. Yeah, and I just threw it up on a couple adjustments, and it closes and opens just fine.
There you go.
Hey Pete, thanks for stopping in at least. First good live stream I've had in like what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Because the last two were me trying to dig around with Streamlabs.
More like Streamlabs dicking around you.
Yeah, I did send that build to Adam there, Big E.
Yeah.
And I'll see what he said. He said if I could afford it to either add in an M.2 or an SSD drive for your most used app and leave the spinning disk for the video and data storage.
Yeah.
I told him that basically this was just a starting point.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Well, I was sitting there on Newegg just showing you all the M.2 drive, well, SSDs, and there were some M.2s in there, but
they're expensive, aren't they?
they're not super expensive. They're really good value for how quick they are.
They're really what?
They're really good value for how quick they are.
Yeah, it's just a matter of affording. Like right now, the main thing is just to get the computer up and running so I can start making things. I'm not sure if you saw Big E, but Google Hangouts has decided to make me very known to the point that they are no longer being in existence as of April 1st. I mean, August 1st.
No way.
So that's less than a month.
Damn.
I'm not coming up with $700 in less than a month.
2.5 weeks.
Nope, not doing it.
Well.
So unless I either sell a shit ton of fucking t-shirts or maybe start a GoFundMe, which last time I started a fucking GoFundMe just to be able to get the Trans Am to the Trans Am Nationals this year. Yeah, that blew up into holy shit water. Did you hear about that crap?
What are you doing?
World War III was coming down on his head.
Yeah, I had I think it was about this time last year, right? And it was right after the Trans Am Nationals last year. I had a bunch of people telling me they wanted to get Jean Grey down to the Trans Am Nationals this year, so this August. And I was like, well, if you guys want me to get it there, I'm going to need some help financially to be able to get this car done in time. Because I need to get the carburetor rebuilt and I need to get the Trans Am seats sewn back together so I can get the seats back in the car. And so I put up a GoFundMe basically explaining, the reason why I was asking for money. And mainly I made it so that way I could post it to the Trans Am pages that wanted me to get the car there. So like Tom and them from the Trans Am Nationals page wanted me to get this car down there because this car actually was kind of a big hit when it went down there in 2014. The car had driven like 1,200 miles. I had only owned it for like 6 months, and it had sat for like 7 years before that. So the car sat for 7 years. I fixed it up and drove it to the Trans Am Nationals in less than 6 months.
Nice.
I didn't trailer it there. I drove it there.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people liked it. A lot of people liked the fact that I basically rescued it. And so they wanted me to bring it back. And I was like, hey, it needs a lot of work because a lot of stuff broke down. And so I started up the GoFundMe, made a whole, I was completely transparent as to why I was asking for the money. And a couple of my friends that I thought were friends literally shit the bed over it. Literally just like flipped a wig at the fact that I was asking for money to restore my car.
Jesus.
I wasn't asking for money for my own pleasure. I mean, I can restore it in as, whatever time it takes me to do it on my own. Mm-hmm. But I had people wanting me to have this car to a certain event at a certain time. Well, I don't have the funds to pull that out of my ass.
No.
I needed help.
Well, that's a problem. People see you with stuff like that and they think that you're loaded.
Or they think that I'm freaking sitting here begging for fucking cash. I'm not begging. I'm saying, hey, if you want to help out, here's how you can. Like, I'm not sitting here saying, no, you must pay me because I'm a spoiled brat and I don't want to pay for it myself. No, it's hey, if you like it and you want it there, well, then help me get it there.
Mm-hmm.
But so they wanted me to take a video that I had filmed at their shop. They wanted me to take that video down. They wanted me to take down anything that had reference to any of their vehicles that were on my channel. And if I didn't do that, they were going to sue me.
Wow.
Well, it's been over a year later, and those videos are still up. The pictures of their vehicles are still on my channel and still on my Instagram. Yeah, I wasn't pulling them down. I had their permission to film and to produce the video. They were aware of the video, and they approved of the video at the time that the video went up.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I needed to do. You know, they mean,
People just need something to bitch about.
Yeah.
right. Hey, Grant. Grant goes, just buy this and the thing about the 4K budget. Sure. Yeah, NOVAtazz is rich as fuck. NOVAtazz lives on around $600-700, less than $600 every 2 weeks. Take home.
Oh damn.
So yeah, I'm poorer than a fucking McDonald's burger flipper.
I mean, they are like practically striking for $15 an hour. So
Technically, I get paid just over $17 an hour before child support.
before.
And I take care of not only criminals, but they're mentally insane criminals.
Awesome.
So yeah, my job is a hell of a lot more dangerous than your burger flipping. And I don't get paid much more than what you're asking for. So yeah, it really pisses me off, especially when I go to McDonald's or I go to a freaking a place and you can't even make my goddamn burger right.
I know, right?
They never do.
The other day I went and I ordered my same meal I always do. And I always order either a Coke or root beer with light ice because I don't want my cup filled up with a bunch of fucking ice that just melts and waters my soda down.
Yeah, I never get ice.
I wanted a little bit of ice because I wanted it cold because it's hot. But I don't want a shit ton of ice. You know what I got? I got a fucking iced tea with extra ice.
Wow.
By the time I made it to my shop and I started drinking it, I couldn't even taste the tea anymore.
You got a cup of ice with tea flavoring.
Not even.
Tea coloring.
I got a hint of tea. It wasn't even tea colored anymore. It was straight white. I got a hint of tea. So yeah, you don't deserve your $15 an hour if you can't make a goddamn freaking burger. But yeah, I can sit here and take care of the most violent, and it's not like like regular prisons. They're violent, right? And they're smart. And they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now take a smart, violent criminal with no judgment or delusions.
Mm-hmm.
Where they think that you're somebody that you're not, and they attack the shit out of you. Why do you think I'm on night duty? Why do you think I have a hurt shoulder right now?
Mm-hmm.
Last year, what? Last year I had my pinky bent all the way back down to my wrist backwards.
Oh God, I remember that.
Literally, they took my pinky and they yanked it all the way back to my wrist.
Oh, that kind of freaked with me for a second. I got the YouTube video open and like the audio is completely desynchronized.
Oh, it is?
Well, I mean, it is because I have the video muted.
Oh, okay.
But I'm hearing you in the thing.
I just use the pop out
Watching it on YouTube. Yeah.
I just pop out the chat and close the window. That way all I see is the chat. I don't see the video.
Well, I'm also using the window to pay attention to the chat.
Like I said, that's why I said you pop out the video chat in its own separate window.
It is in its own separate window.
Okay, then you just close the video feed. Just shrink the video feed so it's down on the toolbar. And then you got your Google Hangouts video, and you got the chat. And then that's all you need.
Yeah.
I have a third window open, which is the analytics that shows me, you know, how many people are watching.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know. You guys that were here last week and saw some of the other stuff, I have been trying to use Streamlabs, which is why I need to build a new computer. And the cool thing with Streamlabs is it shows how many people are in the stream. Your comments actually appear up on the video, not just in the chat box. So the chat will actually appear in the live stream. And like say you tip or somebody new subscribes, it'll pop up a notification up on the screen as well. Well, the screen, since my computer's over here, but you guys are over here. All of that will show up on the screen, and you guys can actually interact with the live stream itself. Instead of just being a part down in the chat, you actually become a part of the live stream.
Yeah, Rick's asking how he can be part of the live chat right now.
Rick, you want to be up on video or what's up?
No.
Yeah, I believe that's what he's asking, how he can join the chat.
Rick, all you need to have is a webcam and Google Hangouts. So if you have two of those things, let me know, and I will try to send you the link.
If you have two of those two things that he listed,
You need to have both.
Sean's not gonna worry about it because the way he's had the last couple of weeks with the Streamlabs, he's just, you know.
Oh, I'm so frustrated because the things that are available through Streamlabs are so fucking awesome, and I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can play mini games with you guys. You guys in the chat can literally play mini games while during live that interacts with the actual stream and what you see on the screen. So many cool things. You guys can like if you guys are in the stream all the time, it counts. You get points for how many minutes you have viewed the stream. So over a period of months, you guys can acquire points, which can be used as like discounts to buying stuff on my Teespring account. Now, all kinds of stuff, you know, that would be fucking so awesome.
it is pretty cool, actually. I'll be right back.
All right, Rick, check your Facebook Messenger. But yeah, I mean,
That would be different.
go ahead.
Playing his games like that, like you're saying, that would be different.
Well, and like I said, you can the games that you guys that I can have being played, like spin the wheel and different weird things. You can also win points as well that could be used. Like you know, if you got so many points, you can you can get like a 20% off coupon for my Teespring, or you can use those points to bet against other people in the chat. And there was so many cool things that you can do. Not to mention, it'll let me have like messages in the chat that pop up every couple of minutes to remind people to check out Teespring, things like that. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't vlog at work because of HIPAA. And I can't even really tell the stories about what happened at work because, again, HIPAA. And it'd be so many funny shenanigans. Because it's not all bad. It's not all violent and scary. I mean, these guys are still human. So, you know, they have good days and they have bad days. It's just their bad days are really bad. But you know, they're still funny. They're like, you know, on their regular days, they're just like any of us. You know, they're still human. They still have thoughts, emotions, and feelings, and find things funny or, you know, stuff like that. So at the end of the day, they're still, you know, they're no different.
Eyes back.
It's just when they have bad days, they're scary.
and get your attention.
Get on video.
Just a little bit.
Welcome back, E.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't know if you got that or not.
Got what?
I sent Rick the notification to join. I don't know if he got it.
No. So before I forget, do you guys want to hear something? Well, hear something kind of funny or ironic?
Of course. As long as it's appropriate for the live stream.
It is. All right. So my friend got me a bottle opener, and
Hey, hold on. Before you go any further, turn around and look directly behind you.
yeah, I can see her.
She was standing and looking directly into the camera. Don't. No spook abuse on the channel. It'll get you banned. Oh wait, I need you. You can't be banned.
She's looking over here like, I'm gonna kill him.
That's okay.
Oh no, here she comes.
He's just gonna jump up on your back, like she did last week.
Oh, she's like sunk her claws into my back, like hanging on while I'm sitting there in front of my dresser trying to find a shirt to wear, and she's like, "No, no shirts, just torn skin."
Here, have a cat butt.
Can you like, not?
She just wants you to stare at a pink starfish.
You mean a chocolate starfish? No, you're not getting up there.
Okay.
Or you're throwing my phone on the floor. You know what? Yeet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, flying cat. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's not the way we like all of our insert word of choice.
All right. Anyway, as I was saying, my friend got me a bottle opener a while ago, and it is this. I don't know how well it's showing up with the blue light.
Oh, that's wild.
That goes with your other thing you have sitting on your desk.
Well, I mean, it's not sitting on my desk. It's sitting over here.
What?
This bullet kills you. This bullet kills your car.
What did they use for base to make it?
308.
Through
Like,
eight.
it's actually a 308 bullet. But the funny thing is, I looked at it earlier, and it'll do this now. Outlet. Just falls in. And just like that.
Nice. Little super glue should fix that.
I mean, what I could probably do is I could take one of these things and just hold it upside down like this. And it'll chill it down, and I could just go like that to force it in there, and it'll expand and hopefully hold itself in there, but I don't see any point to do that. Not like it could fall out the bottom.
No.
I mean, this thing's probably... Well, it's probably like half the length of the whole cartridge. It's not even a real cartridge, I'm pretty sure. No, it's got a brass primer on it. Well, primer.
Oh, so apparently Rick's having issues with his computer.
Maybe he needs to build a new PC. Or build one.
Biggie, I'm thinking maybe later this week do a test stream with Skype and see if that works any better.
Oh, with the Streamlabs?
Yeah.
It might.
Either that or just do a test stream with just me.
Dude, when you used to do the screen sharing thing on Skype when you had your old PC, that thing would just like it actually showed games and the frame rate it was running at, not like this where it just looks like a slideshow.
Well, yeah, I mean, I miss that old PC, but even you said that old PC would have been dated today.
I mean, it would have been dated, but it is definitely far more powerful than the laptop you have. I mean, it wasn't quite what I got here, but
Yeah.
Nope. Rick's joining.
Is that Rick?
Is it Pickle Rick?
Oh, there he is.
Yo.
Welcome aboard, Rick.
Oh, I thought he was one of my friends for a second.
Don't forget to make sure you leave your chat open for YouTube, because otherwise you won't be able to keep update with what's going on in the chat. And you have to make sure you have your video muted, because if not, the Google Hangouts will pick it up.
Yeah.
And it'll have this really bad echo repeating.
All right, I'll do that now.
Oh, and you're outside in the garage with the Formy?
Yeah, it's kind of new. Just happened last week.
Good, because I've been missing that car, damn it.
Yeah, so have I.
You change your name on YouTube. I don't even find you on my YouTube anymore.
Yeah, I literally just changed it tonight, just kind of switching things up, you know.
You changed it back, or
Was that?
did you change the video the name back, or what?
No, I just changed it. You know, I wasn't feeling it.
You got to watch doing that. Remember I told you last time. Every time you change it, you end up losing audience
Yeah.
because then they
I,
don't
I
recognize.
haven't uploaded anything in about a year anyway, so just
Yeah, I think the last one was what, the steering wheel thing.
yeah, something like that.
Oh, that's the last one I remember. I think you did a couple Jeep videos.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so
Yeah, wasn't interested in the Jeep, so I didn't watch. Sorry.
yeah, I think the last one was when I broke my window, locked my keys in there or something.
I did that to a Cavalier. I got a nice, I don't know if you guys can even see it, but I got a nice little scar right about there. Slice it all the way down to the muscle. I could flex my hand and watch my muscle go across underneath.
Oh my god.
Damn.
It was fucking badass. No stitches, no nothing. Just tape it back together and throw some gauze over top of it. Let it heal on its own.
There you go.
I had no insurance. I was between jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck going to the hospital. I wasn't paying that bill.
Yeah, for real.
And one of my old bosses said he was doing something with a knife, and he pretty much cut his thumb like right down the middle, like almost through the nail in the whole 9 yards. And instead of going to the hospital or something like that, this was at the garage I worked at. He just takes his thumb and he just dips it in a jar of lacquer thinner. He said it hurt so badly, but it healed completely in 3 days, no scar.
That's because he made sure he cooked out any infection that was in it.
Yeah.
And the good old lacquer thinner and a little bit of freaking super glue. Boom, done.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure super glue was actually the original creation of it was for the Vietnam War. There's like a mist they would spray it on like flesh wounds to keep them from bleeding.
I don't think super glue that was that. I think super glue actually started in the avionics industry.
Could be, but I think it was an adaptation of it, at least. There's someone just like, it sticks to my fingers instantly. How can we use this to benefit ourselves? Wait, I have an idea.
You just can't hear my vacuum cleaner too bad, can you?
No, that's not horrible.
Oh, it's horrible to me. So now we're like, what, almost an hour and a half into the stream already? An hour and 40 minutes into the stream? First topic, an hour and 40 minutes into the stream.
Jeez.
Anybody seen the rumors of the C8 Corvette recently?
What kind of rumors?
One that it's not going to have the dual overhead cam that everybody thinks it's going to have, or thought it was going to have. Honey, that doesn't sound healthy.
It's still the vacuum?
That's the vacuum. It sounds like it's dead. Hold on.
It sounds like a pair of electric hedge clippers. Oh, please don't knock that over, Cat. Jesus Christ. So I need is 2 pounds falling onto the floor below.
I'd make her move.
Oh, I'd make the neighbors pissed, too. Jesus Christ, I won't be surprised that thing went through the floor. Oh, Rick left.
Yeah, but it sounds like there's something stuck somewhere. Okay, I have rescued the vacuum cleaner.
All right, Rick left. I don't know if he just touched something accidentally.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's back. Nope, God damn it.
Anyway,
Now here I am knocking stuff over.
Anyway, so what I was saying is, I'll have to look at that.
What?
This formula just said, there's an article that says, what did the mid-engine Corvette can learn from the Pontiac FPR? I think the mid-engine Corvette is stupid, to be honest.
Yeah, but, I mean...
I don't think that there's enough people back behind it that, I mean, I just think that they're going to lose so much of their fan base. And with all the, I don't think with any of the issues that they're running into that any of that is helping.
No, it's like anything new. It's going to have its glitches till they get them worked out.
Right. And the thing is how much are they going to be hurt until they freaking work it out?
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I've already had issues with frame cracking and glass breaking just from body flex.
Yeah. Anyway, so the article that I saw, they were showing screenshots of the instrument cluster.
Where the shit?
and they were specifically looking at the red line and the RPM range.
Hmm.
And the red line appeared to be around 6,500 RPMs, and the RPM, like as much as the DAC showed,
Yeah.
was 7,500 RPMs. Last time I checked, what does a dual overhead cam normally rev up to?
Well, I mean, it depends on the bore and the stroke. I mean, the old LS7, I think it is from
That's
the
not a dual overhead cam.
No, it's not a dual overhead cam, but that could rev up to 8,000 RPM. They just limited it to 7 for
Okay,
reliability.
what does the average dual overhead cam rev up to? Like the one that they have in the Coyote.
Coyote, about 8, I think.
Yeah, average 8 to 9, right?
Well, I mean,
Or
yeah, they could go to 9, but depending on the lower end, the bottom end.
the average pushrod engine revs up to around 6,500 RPMs. Average. Like,
Yeah, again, depending on bore and
like
stroke.
production car average, not race car average.
Well, I mean, the Corvette's not necessarily a race car.
But it still needs the regular models still need to run around for longevity production car levels. They always tone the motors back for production cars because of the fact that they don't want them blowing up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So they tone them down a little bit. So what this guy was saying is at the going off of the gauge cluster and where this car is revving up to, that most likely it doesn't have a dual overhead cam.
Most likely, unless that's going to be like the ZR1/Z06 with the dual overhead cam.
But the car that's going to come out originally is most likely going to have a pushrod engine.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Which means that it's going to have roughly around 600, well, roughly around high 400s, high 400s to mid 500 horsepower.
Mm-hmm.
For a wheel drive engine, that's not a lot of horsepower.
I mean, that's also probably the base model of the new Corvette.
But still, but even for a mid engine car, that's not a lot of horsepower.
I mean, it's not a whole lot of horsepower for anything, but I mean, just because someone can buy a Corvette doesn't mean that they should be able to like just buy it and have like 800 horsepower on tap.
I mean,
Money
that
doesn't
would be
buy
nice.
skill. I mean, if my truck had 800 horsepower, it'd be nice, but if people just had 800 horsepower for 10 grand all the time, that'd probably be not good.
Yeah.
But no, it's just overall, I don't like the body shape. I don't like the.
It's the same as any model they produced. You know, it's when they do a major change.
Major overhaul. Oh shit.
I mean, look at all the. I mean, way back in the day, look when they went from the 3rd gen to the 4th gen, where they brought out the 84.
Am I still here? Are we still live?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yes.
Oh. No, I don't think so.
Why?
NOVAtazz customs with the flag and in a circle.
Right, I see that one, but then it says me. Am I still me, or am I now me as my regular profile?
Wait. It still shows us all on the bottom right.
Adaptation of it, at least.
Mute your stream there, Rick.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I have issues with the computer, so it's
Well, my Google Hangouts just crashed.
Oh, awesome. Awesome sauce.
Is my video completely gone now?
Are we still working this formula?
Hello?
No, I'm watching it right now. It's still up.
Yeah, now my other one just disappeared, so.
Hmm.
I don't know what's going on. It crashed. I reloaded it.
Nope.
Back.
It's
Hopefully,
back.
Hopefully it didn't skip too much. But yeah, and that's another thing that I'm freaking. I need a better computer. Period.
Yeah. I mean, you got a gaming laptop right now. And I mean, it's okay.
I have a 10-year-old gaming laptop.
I mean, it's better than most modern laptops.
Oh yeah.
But for what you're using it for, no contest.
No, it's not. It's not able to. It's having trouble keeping up apparently.
Clearly.
But yeah. So if anybody want to help me build a better gaming rig, so that way I can. Oh, ignore this iPhone. It's not mine. I don't know other products. My girlfriend's work
like
phone.
them apples.
It's my girlfriend's work phone. They supply them, so she has to use it.
Crap.
But yeah, if anybody want to help donate to get a better rig, so that way we can continue these live streams. Because come August 1st, I don't know if we're going to be having these live streams after that. It all depends on whether or not I can find an alternate route to be able to continue to do these. Because Google Hangouts is done as of August 1st. And I'm no way I'm going to have that computer built by August 1st at my current rate of income. Because if you guys were in here earlier, you know, I mean, that whole computer is like half the amount of money I bring in a month. So.
God damn it.
You okay?
No, I somehow reset the password on my brother's Gmail account. I don't know how the fuck I did that, because it said my email account, not his email account.
Evening, Matt.
Hey, guys.
Can
What's
you
up?
Can you do that again, Biggie, with a little bit more flair?
No, I can't.
Because you were really darn close to freaking changing genders there.
How the fuck do I sign out of this shit? I didn't want to do this. I don't know why I did this. Someone please help me.
I think it would catch on fire there, Steve.
What the fuck?
Language there, Biggie.
What the fudge?
This is a family entertainment program.
Miss Foreman is asking me what the minimal computer you would need to be able to run these.
What my minimal computer is, I have no idea what necessarily minimal would need anymore, because I've been so far out of it. But to even be worth starting to spend money on a computer, I could probably build a really, really crappy fucking computer for like, what, $300, Biggie?
Yeah.
But the problem is it would be so obsolete already that it wouldn't even make it a year before I probably would have trouble using it already.
Well, I mean, you could have thrown something together. It's like an AMD Ryzen 2nd Gen, like the lowest CPU.
That's what I have.
It would still have the AP, not the AP, the AM4 socket. So if, say you ran into some money somewhere, you bought a $5 scratch-off ticket, you won $200. You can go and get the 2600X or whatever the hell it is.
Honestly, the computer that I built, I've been dying to build for probably about 10 years now. I've never built a computer before, but I built one to handle some video games and
What to ask Rich.
all that. But it was monitor, completely built computer,
To ask
mouse, keyboard for $1,300.
Well, me and Big E, after, were you here last week, Matt?
No, I wasn't. No.
Well, the last 2 weeks, we've been trying to get Streamlabs to work.
I saw that last week. You were trying to get that, because I know. Hey, Steve, what's going on? I know that Google Hangouts, as far as YouTube is concerned, is on its way out. Which I don't.
August 1st. August 1st is its expiration date.
That's freaking stupid.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we've been trying desperately, mad rush, to be able to get this Streamlabs to work.
Yeah.
Play at a consistent, because like when I'm not streaming, its frame rate is like 40, 50, 60 frames a second.
Right.
As soon as I start up Google Hangouts to use, like I do now,
Yeah.
and I try to implement it into Streamlabs and to upload it to YouTube, my frame rate drops to like 5.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Damn.
My
So
bit rate,
if you can come up with some kind of specs on what you think a minimum may work. What she's getting at is we have an extra surface at the house. If the specs in the surface will work minimally for what you have here to do anything, we could loan it to you until you can get yours built to be able to carry it.
Biggie would know the specs on that. I have no idea.
Can you get me what is the Surface? Is it a tablet or is it a computer? I never really understood.
Microsoft Surface.
Surface is a tablet.
I thought so. Tablet probably wouldn't do it.
No,
Tablet
I mean, like,
computer. I mean, that's what I'm using right now.
right. I don't think a tablet's going to do what I needed to do.
Probably not.
Honestly, I've never used a tablet for to broadcast
an actual
or anything,
computer.
so I don't know.
I mean, it's not a tablet. It'll work in tablet form with touchscreen, but it is a computer.
That's
I don't know. If you
the Surfaces are kind of like a crossover utility vehicle. They're kind of like a hybrid. They're not really a tablet, but then again, they're not really a laptop. They're kind of that in between. They work. I mean, as far as the programming goes, they have all the features of like a Microsoft laptop, but I think there's some things missing.
I mean, like the biggest thing hold up is going to be CPU usage and GPU.
Yeah.
And that's why I think the tablet's not going to be a good choice.
No, he needs like a dedicated GPU card.
We're
Yeah.
gonna have to turn it on and get the spec sheet off the thing and put it up here.
All right, I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. I don't know, like, there's that whole, there's the offer and will it actually
Go
work?
turn it on and get the specs so you can type them and LA can read them.
So, yeah, we were talking. I forget where we were at. Oh yeah.
You're on
Anyway,
the
we have me, Biggie. We sat here, and last week after my complete and utter failure, I mean, it was beyond failure. It was a train wreck on top of a freaking car crash on top of a plane crash.
I saw the chat and I was like, oh, damn.
It was horrible.
The next day, because what was I doing last Sunday?
Well, it wasn't up very long. I think by the next day I had already made it private.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get rid of it completely because it was still minutes watched and it was still views, but I didn't need anybody else to see that train wreck. But me and Biggie sat up till like 2 o'clock in the morning, basically piecing together a computer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So I figured out why you so there was that weekend a couple weeks ago. You didn't have a live stream. Greg didn't have one. So I was like, hey, I'm going to do one, guys.
That was Father's Day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Father's Day. And so I get on. Everything is set. Like I had all my settings good. And then I get on and people can't hear me. So I was so frustrated. I ended up, ending it. The next week, I go to get on Greg's and they still can't hear me. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on with my computer. I'm getting so frustrated at this point. So that week I went on just on my phone. Well, fast forward, I'm doing just normal work stuff on because this is a work laptop. And at the very top row, you've got your F keys, right? Well, on a laptop, each F key has a little blue icon where you can change different things when you press the function button. Well, F4 is a mute microphone button.
Oh.
And that was it.
My F4 is a brightness up.
On mine, it is a mute microphone button, and it was clicked. That's why you guys couldn't hear me on Father's Day.
My F3 is mute.
Yeah. When I saw that, I burst out laughing, but I was like, really, that was it? I'm sitting here looking at all my settings on Google Hangouts, looking at the settings on YouTube, my laptop, everything, and it was just, it was a button.
Oh, well. Chat Adam.
Usually the more simple things.
All right, so Hammerdown has asked the question of the stream, and I normally ask this right in the beginning, but I didn't even bother today because there is no drink of choice for me at least. All right, so we'll start with you, Biggie. Biggie, what is your drink of choice tonight?
My drink of choice is a Mike's Harder Purple Grape Lemonade.
Ooh. All right, Chris, you're next. What is your drink of choice tonight?
Cherry Frost Gatorade. Switching to
Oh,
water,
geez.
this is empty.
All right, Matt, what is your drink of choice today?
Well, I ran out of Miller Lite, and so I went into the fridge back there, and I have Angry Orchard, and I'm just going to drink whatever's in there. So
I never had Angry
at
Orchard.
this point.
All right, Rick, you are new to this. What is your drink of choice? What are you drinking tonight?
I'm a little boring. Got a bottle of water.
Hey, guess
Nothing
what?
wrong with that.
Hey,
God knows I'm gonna need some of that later.
I even have a brand bottle of water.
Hell yeah.
Thankfully, tomorrow is a late day, so I don't have to get up early.
All right, I have an excuse. I am still in the middle of being sick. If you can't tell by my voice and the apparent hacking every once in a while, my throat has decided to be very angry at me and has been brutally beating the snot out of me for the last like 3 days.
Yeah.
So Hammerdown is drinking a Seagram's and Canadian Club.
Canadian Club. Okay.
What is Mrs. Formula drinking?
Most likely water.
Hey, H2O is still good for you.
That's her general. She's still dealing with her adult chicken pox issues, so she's on medication, which rules out any alcohol.
Hey, you know what? I heard water and shingles go good together. Boom.
Yeah, she would argue that point.
Unless your shingles are bad, then water just leaks.
So speaking of car talk, a couple of weeks we got something pretty big coming up.
What do we got?
July 19th.
What is
Oh, I know what he's talking about.
Yep.
Why do I not know what July 19th is?
The C8 Corvette
Oh,
finally gets unveiled.
we were just talking about the C8 Corvette and how
Yeah, we actually were.
unimpressed I was.
I'm reserving my thoughts because I know what's his name, Horsepower Obsessed. Like every single one of his thumbnails I see on Instagram is a C8 rendering.
This formula, I really that is not going. That is worse than the computer I'm using right now.
i3 1.5 4 gig 6. Yeah.
Okay, let me just ramble off the shit for this computer real quick, and then you'll understand why.
Yeah.
Right now, this computer is running.
I'm looking at mine right now too.
My computer right now is running an i7, 2.4 gigahertz, and it's running 16 gigs of RAM. I don't know if I have any more information on it right this second.
So, yeah, what he has, MS Formula 71, that, an i3 at 1.5 with 4 gig RAM. They're selling better computers than that, dirt cheap at the store. What I have is what I'm on right now is my work laptop. I don't know what this is, but like my main computer for editing, I've got 32 gigs of RAM, two 16 gig cards. I've got a 1 terabyte 2.5 SATA drive. I've got a Asus GeForce GTX 1060 3 gig video card, and I have an AMD Ryzen 5 2600. And then let's
I think that's what he had put in this one.
Yeah.
And then I have 500 gigabytes. I have a 500 gig SD drive as my main, C drive, and then I have a 1 terabyte SATA drive as my D drive. But this computer, Sean, Send It Steve always posts Instagram stories of how he has problems uploading YouTube videos. Like it just takes forever.
Yeah, because he doesn't have the computer capable of doing
He
it.
doesn't. Every time I'm looking at this stuff, these guys that have problems uploading videos, I upload videos and like my videos aren't that long. A 10-minute video, dude, it's up in 5 minutes. It's ridiculous how quick it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I see Steve, and it's just like the people
Well, it's
talk
also his internet.
about video takes.
Notice he's trying to upload like at his girls' soccer games.
Yeah.
So he's uploading over a wireless internet.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, but the thing is he's a full-time dad.
So am I.
Right, but he's a full-time dad of 3 kids, and he's running around doing all of this stuff while still trying to upload videos and everything else, and he's a single dad.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I mean,
the thing of it is too is that Steve he does daily. I don't do daily. I might do once a week.
right. So he's trying to do all of this while still maintaining the single dad and making sure his kids are taken care of. So he's doing things when he can and how he can.
Yeah. No, I get that. But I didn't know that before you said that.
Right.
All I see is his Instagram story saying, and it's not just him. I see a lot of people going like,
Well,
"Oh my God, it's taking me so long to upload this video."
There's several factors. There's the computer itself.
Yeah.
There's your internet connection.
Mm-hmm.
And, those 2 things, I mean, the thing is he's editing videos on a laptop. And if you see him half the time when he's editing, he's not editing at home. He's editing on the go.
Yeah.
So he's literally editing whenever he can squeeze in time to do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Steve is, Senate Steve is a beast. I mean, he's
a machine.
pumps out videos like crazy.
Pumps out videos like crazy, but if you notice, he's always fucking doing something.
Yeah.
And but yet, he still always has time to be a dad.
And that's good. I just I knew he was a dad. I didn't know how many kids he had.
Great.
So, and I didn't, judging from his speeds that he uploads at, I'm like, he's got to be on some of some kind of weaker, because
I
when I
I think he's uploading off of his phone's internet.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense why, he's having issues. But I mean, it's not just him. Like I see other people have issues.
Well, I have issues every once in a while too, but most of the time I don't. But I also upload in 1080p, and my videos tend to be over 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
And that's uploading right off of this computer. I guarantee you that the network card on this computer obviously is 10 years old. So,
yeah,
that could also be part of my problems with the Streamlabs. Is just that the network card can't handle that kind of traffic.
Yeah.
All right, see you later, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
See ya.
I'll be here as long as Google Hangouts lets me, or I get a computer capable of doing it. But anyway, I'll go over this the stats on this computer that we created here. Since you're here, Steve, and you've not Steve, Matt. Sorry, Steve on the brain. Anyway, so he picked out. We'll start with the core here. He picked out an AMD Ryzen 5 2600.
Yep.
At 3.4 gigahertz, 6 core.
Okay.
We have a Arctic Freezer X Extreme CPU cooler. That was just the processor will come with its own cooler. This is just because I bought such a big case, that cooler might not be as effective as this one. It's going to stand up inside the case.
Right.
The motherboard is an MSI B450M Pro, which is just a AM4 motherboard.
Yeah, mine that I bought was an Asus.
God damn it.
Hey, Biggie, I think I might have
basically how I built mine was I picked the processor and then I built my computer out from that.
Well, that's what we did.
Yeah, I picked the processor, and then I found a motherboard that was the same exact socket. And
Right.
with the
Well, we actually originally built this with what did we originally use there, Biggie? What was
The original processor?
no, what was the original site we went on?
Oh, Newegg.
Yeah, we originally went on Newegg, and then I told him about PC Part Picker. Now, PC Part Picker scours the whole internet, not just Newegg. It scours Amazon, all kinds of places.
Uh-huh.
And it also has a built-in compatibility program in it.
Right, right.
So it automatically lets you know if something doesn't work with something else. So we used the, and we actually cut down the price a little bit even more using that PC Part Picker. Because our original base price was about $1,000 when we first started.
Okay.
We've gotten it down to, what is the price? If I were to buy everything right now, $654.
And that's just the PC, no monitor?
No monitor.
Okay. That's actually not bad.
I can use my TV for my monitor if I have to.
Yeah.
I have several.
50s, that's a pretty good price. Like I said, mine, I splurged a bit because I had some commission money to work with. So, and I knew I wanted to dive into Adobe Premiere Pro. So I was like really focused on like building a really good computer. So I spent money.
Let me sit here and finish this list. I think you're going to find that this computer is actually pretty decent. All right, so we got the Ryzen 5.
Right.
It's got a CPU cooler that's it was like $35, so it's not that bad of a hit. And I don't have to buy that right away. That's a secondary funds.
Right.
You got the micro ATX motherboard. That was $80. We got the G-Skill Ripjaw 16 gigs of RAM.
That's pretty. That is a really good brand. What is G-Skill Ripsaw?
Ripjaw B series.
Yeah.
So that's 16 gigs, two 8 gig cards.
Okay.
DDR4s, 3200 memories.
Okay.
Again, I can always buy 2 more, or I can spend the more money and get 2 16.
So on your motherboard you have the card slots for 2 more.
Right, there's 4 slots
total.
So I can also double that. So I can go up to 32 without having to go up to the big cards.
Hey Roxy, how'd you get out?
The GPU.
Excuse me, real quick.
We'll wait for him to come back. It's the reason I'm doing this.
I didn't know Matt had such a hefty PC.
If you are available most Sunday nights, I can add you to the live stream group where you will get the, well, at least for the next couple of weeks, you'll get the actual invite through there.
Just hit me up on Facebook like earlier on in the day.
Huh?
Hit me up on Facebook like earlier on in the day. I don't know if I'll be able to be on, every week.
Oh.
See what I can do.
Sorry guys, one of the dogs got out.
One of the guys got out. Got like old men with walkers.
One of the guys got out.
Just makes a break for it. Just sitting there, just
missing on the neighbor's house.
All right, so the hard drive is a Western Digital 2 terabyte, 3.5 inch, 7200 RPM internal hard drive.
That's the 7200 speed. That's the RPM that the actual disk speeds,
right,
or spins, I should say.
Yeah.
And that was less than $50.
Yeah, they're pretty, because most drives nowadays are going, or most folks are going solid state. So
right, but this is the cut cost. Like solid state, but like I said, we're trying to cut costs at first.
Yeah.
To get this computer built. So
honestly, solid states are awesome. Don't get me wrong, but 7200 RPM,
hard disk
hard drives are perfectly fine.
I had no issues with my last ones I had.
No.
The video card is an ASRock Radeon RX 570 8 gig.
Radeon, okay.
It's a Phantom Gaming D video card, and that's one of the other big tickets. That's $170.
Video card, and the reason video cards are so expensive right now, and they've been this way for a couple of years, is because of Bitcoin mining.
Oh,
Yep,
dude,
exactly.
don't even
Yeah.
start with that shit.
My video card that I had in my old system, when I originally bought it, was really low. Less than a year after I bought it, it jumped 3 times in price.
Yep. Because I don't know the exact like how Bitcoin mining works and why it works because of a really high powered video card. I don't know, but
It's because what you have to do to mine Bitcoin is GPUs are really fucking good at it. Like,
Right.
really good. Like, GPUs are, I mean, besides like a dedicated mining card, are like literally the next best thing. And they were so much cheaper. But everyone's like, hey, if I get like 12 GTX 1080 Ti's and put them all on one mining rig, and I get this special board that has like 12 PCIe slots, and I just get
Right.
adapters and all this crap like that, then I'll be able to make my money back in X amount of time mining Bitcoin.
wow.
Dude, after I
Yeah,
built,
speaking
actually,
different
wait,
language than
hang on
me.
a second. Where's, my computer crap's over there. But when I first built this rig, I had a little itty bitty rinky dinky. Let me see if I can find something for scale. Well, probably the closest thing I can find for scale is this GTA 5 case. My graphics card was a little bit smaller than this. It was an RX 560 ITX. It didn't have any external power, nothing. And
Right.
now, since I took the side off my computer, which you guys probably saw, with me, I should probably switch to the actual stream. No, I said the stream. There we go. This is the inside of my rig. That's my
Hold on.
GTX.
Let me make yours big so everybody can see. There we go.
That's what she said.
Well, Big E saw the graphics card that I had in my other computer.
What?
The graphics card that I had in my other computer?
The R9290.
Oh my god, that thing was huge.
Yeah, well, I mean, I got this thing now, which it's kind of dark in there. Oh wait, I got a light right here. Look at this. Pew! Just trying to aim them both here at the same time.
The one I have in my rig is pretty big too. It's the 1060.
Yeah.
It takes up a lot of space in the case.
Yeah.
Right, let me. Oop! I almost dropped my phone. That would not have been good. Let me pull mine up here so that way you guys. This is a picture of the top-down view of my old computer.
Mm-hmm.
This right here is my cooling fan for my CPU.
Yeah, video cards are honestly the biggest component in a computer.
Well, as you can see, this right here, spanning the whole width of that case, is my GPU.
Yeah.
That was a tri-fan, copper-cooled GPU. That freaking computer ran cold. I'm trying to. There you go.
Oh.
There's it from the side. Let's see if I can get it to focus.
Well, if my monitor wasn't in the way, let me see if I can move this. No, I really can't. There, that'll work.
Hold on. Here's the focus here. Okay, you can see that's from the side angle of the case.
Mm-hmm.
That was the GPU I had in it before.
Matt, yeah, those are ridiculously big.
That thing was fucking awesome.
Hold on a second.
I mean, I don't even know if I have a picture of the case that you can compare it to.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, here's a picture of the case with my kid behind it.
What the hell?
That case was huge.
Yeah. We actually looked it up, and that was the only thing comparable to that was a test bench, like an open air test bench that, you know, you could just stick your finger in one of the fans for whatever reason if you wanted to.
It's built so that way you can take the whole computer apart without having to take the whole computer apart.
Yeah.
All the components are accessible from one point or the other without having to disassemble the whole rig.
Now, speaking of big GPUs, before we get too off subject, like, all right, hang on, I gotta get my light out again. All right, so my GPU goes from one side to the other and barely fits. But I was pretty nervous that this wasn't gonna fit in here at first. And if you want to see something like jury rigged, these are the rubber bands that hold in my SSD. Because it didn't come with screws. I ordered a $50 SSD and it didn't come with screws to mount it to the tray. So just bam, rubber bands. Actually, no, one rubber band. So I could just like go like, wee.
I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Yeah. I was like kind of.
I don't have a picture of the video card, but my computer, but I need to get a good picture of it.
Yeah, here's the motherboard.
The only time it hangs up is like really heavy 3D Photoshop or After Effects 3D, anything 3D, it still hangs up a bit. But outside of that, like rendering video in Premiere is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then uploading to, I have a good cable modem connection with my computer. So like today I uploaded a unlisted video of the wedding I did yesterday, and it was like 23 minutes long because the couple wanted just the ceremony the day after the actual event. So that was part of the package they bought. And 23 minutes, that took maybe 8 minutes to render, and then maybe another 8 minutes to upload.
Here's a picture of that case sitting on the floor. Focus.
I like how he keeps showing us photos on his phone when he could probably just screen share it.
But no, because I could if I had a second monitor. It would be easier to screen share, but with everything I have set up on the computer right now, for me to screen share is really a pain in the ass.
All right, fair enough.
Because right now I have 3 windows open, and all 3 of those windows are dedicated to showing me something that has to do with the stream right now.
All right, fair enough.
But yeah, I mean that case is about as tall as that case is about as tall as a small end table. About as big as a small end table.
Yeah.
And that GPU is absolutely huge inside that case. I don't think the GPU you picked out this time is nearly as big.
Well, I mean, it's also like 1 or 2 generations of graphics cards after that one. They don't have to be quite as big to dissipate all that.
And here's the thing: it depends on the software you're using. Like, see, I believe it's DaVinci Resolve is very GPU heavy as far as editing goes, whereas Premiere Pro is more processor heavy. The more I forget who posted a video, but I saw something where the more threads you have on your processor, like if you have 6-core, 8-core processor, the more threads you have, Adobe is going to use all those threads. So the one I have, I believe, is 24 thread. It's a 24 thread processor. And like I said, Adobe just is a breeze.
Which CPU do you have again?
He has the same one that you picked out for my computer.
That's only a 6-core. That should be a 12 thread.
Okay, yeah, I forget what it was, but I know the more threads you have, the better Adobe will work.
Yeah,
but that's just Adobe. So like other programs, like more like Filmora or
I use
stuff like that will work on. I use Filmora on my laptop when I had it, and it works fine.
Yeah, I used Filmora on this one. But that was the other reason I wanted to upgrade, is because I cannot get Windows 10 on this computer. It is completely incompatible with Windows 10.
Jeez.
You try to upload Windows 10 on this computer, and it literally will crash the Windows 10 uploader.
Huh.
That's...
But you go on Alienware's website, they flat out tell you this computer, the hardware that's in this computer is not compatible with Windows 10.
Well, I mean, it's not probably.
If I had the money, honestly, if I had the money, now that I'm doing more video editing than gaming, if I had the money, I would just scrap PC and just go with a Mac. It's so much easier to use.
I mean, it is still something breaks, and then you got to deal with all their BS.
Yeah.
The thing is the only Apple product in my house right now is her work phone.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone gave me a choice between building my own PC and dealing with the shit, or going Apple, I would definitely build my own PC and deal
You
with the
can
shit.
build a better PC at a lower price than you can buy an Apple.
Oh yeah, I mean, without it, that's why I said if I had the money, I would.
Again, but the other thing is Apple is so far behind technology-wise all the time. They're always behind because of the fact that they do not have open source engineering.
They don't.
All of their stuff is in-house. It's more secure, but even that's not even necessarily true anymore. It used to be more secure because, but the way with technology as far as security with Windows and Android and all of that.
Well, yeah. In all honesty, with what I do on a daily basis, security is not really an issue. I mean, what I'm looking at is ease of use and workflow. If I want to pump out videos, I need something that's easy to use, boom, boom. And like, I already have an iPhone and I love it. It's so easy to use. And if I had the money to drop $5K on an iMac Pro, I would do it in a heartbeat.
You will not catch me with an iPhone. Won't catch me. Won't do it because, I mean, like, the thing is even that, this phone is already, one generation outdated, and it still performs better than the brand new iPhone.
My iPhone works just fine, and mine's
it'll work just fine.
It does everything I need it to do.
Right, but the thing is if your demands of that iPhone are nowhere near what it's capable of.
Well, I mean, we'll define demands.
Well, the thing is you're not going to be pushing that phone's GPU usage. You're not going to be pushing that phone's CPU usage. You're not going to be pushing that phone to its capabilities.
Because I don't need to.
Right.
So why do I need an Android then?
But the thing is what Androids can do. Like the new things that the iPhone 10 can do, Android's already had for a few years.
Right.
That's what the Android has been more advanced than the iPhone has always been. iPhone's always been 2 or 3 generations behind.
But, like I said, when it comes to, but in all honesty, how many people out there in this country are really utilizing an Android to its capacity? Maybe 5% of the population.
I use a lot of the features that the iPhone didn't have. I've used for years.
True, but like I said, maybe 5% of the population is utilizing all those bells and whistles. Like, the one reason I've loved the iPhone, and believe me, I used to be a diehard Android user. I loved it, and I hated anything Apple for a while, and then started using Apple and really utilizing it, and realized I don't need all what Android offers. I don't.
The apps alone are the reason why to stick with Android.
Yeah, like I said, I'll say again, I don't need it. The apps that I use on the iPhone are what I need.
Yeah.
I don't need what Android. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of bells and whistles. There's a lot of extra features, but on a day-to-day basis, what I have is I just don't need all that extra fluff. And that's the way I look at it.
I just hate the fact that the other thing I hate is I hate the fact that Apple doesn't like to work with anything but Apple.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I don't like the proprietaryship of it. But honestly, I've gotten to the point in my life where I don't really let it bother me. It doesn't really affect my life negatively.
Right.
I can still operate. I can still go through my daily life. It doesn't matter if I have an Android or if I have an Apple. I can still function perfectly fine in life, regardless of the phone that I have.
And all honestly, you cut it back far enough, I don't need a smartphone, period.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason is because, yeah, I could live life without a smartphone, but with what I do, I like social media. I like sharing things to social media. And it doesn't matter if I have an iPhone or an Android. I could utilize either and still be just as efficient with either platform.
Right. I don't know. It's a personal preference at that point. And it just
Yeah.
not a
Honestly, no one is really technologically better than the other when it comes to usage. There really isn't.
Poor Rick is over here.
I'm just like, what the hell are
Like
you guys
beside
even talking
himself.
about?
Come on, man. You gotta interject, and that's the cool part about being a co-host up on the screen is you can then drive the
So
conversation.
Sean, who is Rick here? Who?
Rick is Bandit Formula.
Oh, okay, all right.
Though his YouTube name is no longer Bandit Formula. What is your YouTube name now?
I just changed it to match my Instagram, Rick L Formula 400.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, now it matches. Okay. Yeah, if he leaves a comment in the chat, you'll be able to see it.
Okay.
He just changed it.
Again.
On YouTube, Dan?
I don't know. Mine's always been the same. Never changed it. I've
So
been
Chris, I gotta ask, are you hanging out in your truck?
Yes.
That you see in the background there?
Yes.
I've never been on the inside of a tractor trailer. So is that like
Dude, it's
the back
weird.
of the cab?
Yeah, it's actually this one's a unit-built, so the sleeper's actually integrated with the cab portion of the truck. Built as a solid unit.
Okay.
The front of the cab is mounted on like 2 hinge points, and then the back of the sleeper is mounted on there's like a track bar, stabilizer bar that goes side to side from the thing to the frame, and then you got 2 airbags and shocks to mount the back of it.
Okay. You know, it's funny because when I used to play back in the day, when I used to play World of Warcraft, one of the guys in our guild was a truck driver, and he would pull off to a traffic stop somewhere when we had to raid, and he would sit in the back of his cab on a laptop and raid with us, and he had literally the deepest, scariest freaking like voice of God you've ever heard. And he was a truck driver, and him and his wife would go and just go all over, and wherever he would stop, he would get a little bit of sleep, and then he would hop on and play World of Warcraft with us. It was crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah, the biggest sleeper you can get from the factory is a 86-inch Kenworth makes, which is basically it's 86 inches from the back of the seats to the back wall, which is behind me here. I'm
right
on the bed, leaned up against the back. Because a rare night, I got delivered today, and I'm not driving, so.
Yeah, we don't get to play like he said the playground bobblehead.
Yeah, the playground bobblehead.
Yeah, because it during those live streams, it would Sean would be talking or John would be talking, and then it would switch to Chris, and it would just be real quick on him, and then back to Sean, and then Chris, and then back to Sean, and then
Yeah.
Actually, right now I think we have it focused on me, which I don't really like doing. I like being able to flip back and forth to whoever's talking.
Unless you go to the custom sleeper, and then sky's the limit. Basically, you put a motorhome in a box on the back of the cab.
Now, Chris, is that provided by the trucking company that you work for? Because I know there's some people that buy their own rigs and then they travel. Because I know next to nothing about trucking, so I'm curious.
Most generally, anyone that's running OTR, which is over the road like I do, is going to have a truck. It's an integrated. It's either a cab with a sleeper attached or integrated. And most of the your bigger companies are running the newer units, which they're a stand-up condo. It's all one piece.
Right.
Freightliners and the Kenworth T680s and the bigger Volvos. Yeah, it's just one big integrated piece that they mount on the chassis, and then they build the inside. But
Being attacked by grass.
For what they've done from just 10, 15 years ago to what they offer in a factory configuration now is just crazy.
Oh, I can imagine.
And I've had standouts where you get out of the You get out of the seat and stand up. It's like walking around your house.
No, oh my god,
You walk in the back.
that's crazy.
It goes straight up. And I've been in trucks where my little short butt, I can't touch the ceiling. They're that tall.
Wow.
The top bunk
I've seen some big, like, I've seen some rigs where, you know, you've got the main truck, and then you've got the cab, and then there's this long where the trailer is, and then you've got, you know, whatever you're hauling. But there's like this huge space between the back of the cab and then the trailer.
Yeah, stretched.
Yeah, rather than like the trailer being real close to the back of the cab.
Yeah, most generally that's an owner-operator truck where they've stretched the frame, which can help with the ride quality, but it ain't worth a shit in downtown anywhere trying to back in.
Oh, I can imagine.
Oh, God, no.
Because they can be fun, but yeah, I mean, most of the companies provide some sort of a sleeper arrangement. It just depends on how much they want to spend on how they'll set it up. You know, like this one's got a refrigerator freezer built into it, and then we got a microwave on the other side, and gotta have a printer in the and everything.
Damn.
Underneath the bunk is a portable gas grill that actually Miss Formula signed up for a contest 2 years ago. I think it was during the College World Series out there from her work. They had a company come in. They did a raffle drawing, and she won the raffle. She got tickets to the game and I think a little collapsible cooler, and she got this barbecue grill for winning the raffle. So she said, "Here, you can use this in the truck."
All right.
I got a Walmart, $20. I went to Walmart and I got a 2-burner gas stove with the lid flips up for a windscreen, and I can cook on that. Just use those little screw-on propane cylinders.
So it's like your permanent driving, like, little camper.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I've got everything but the squatter. And there's times I wish I had that, but you know that aromatic essence that comes with that type of situation. Yeah, I'm not going to do that in the truck. I'll pull
Yeah, that ain't working.
like a truck stop. Which is ironic because somebody shared a thing this week with me. You know, say, "Hey, you need this in your truck. This is great. This would be." I think it was my Jeep Club. One of the guys shared it, and it's a backpack you carry. Okay, well now you're in an emergency. You pull the backpack out. You got this little seat. You throw a plastic bag on it. You can sit on it, and then you unfold it. It's basically, if you know anyone that goes hunting that has a pop-up ground blind that you carry in your back, you got this big camouflage screen that you pop out and roll down your head, and you've got your own squatter bucket with a screen around you for privacy to do your deal. Like if it gets you need that.
No, what do they think of next?
Yeah, you know, it's crazy. It's like, no, that situation doesn't apply in trucks. I mean, you know, unless you've got a custom sleeper that's auto, you know, has a shower and a bathroom built into it, which has the provisions to eliminate that. You know, God bless exhaust fans. Thank you, God. Some things are required. Other things like, and even if I had a setup like that, you know, that point in time we'd be like, no, we're gonna walk in somewhere and get rid of that. You know, go use their paper, or make sure you take your own mulch.
Yeah, right.
Matt,
You go in somewhere to a public location, and you know, and it's always a rush. You get in, you do your thing, and then you look, and it's like your gas gauge after you know, an all-day drive when you forgot to stop. You know, that big E. No offense, Elliot. Doesn't work in that. It's like.
Matt, check the live stream on Facebook.
Oh my God.
You start Google, you know, thank God for Google that, because you figure out where you're at, and then you make the phone calls. Yeah, you got a maintenance person? Well, yes, sir. Good. You know, let's just say you have a cleanup on aisle 11, but it's in the restroom. Could you please facilitate the, you know, amplification of rebeautifying here?
My
You know,
God.
you're like, okay, what's wrong? It says, you're out of toilet paper. It needs refilled, you know? And I don't know what it is. It's like you hear these places that do this check all the time, you know, restaurant and this and that. And you end up, they're always empty. Okay, if it's got a coilover roll on it in the middle of the day and you're off an interstate, you need to refill it now.
You use a quarter of a roll in one sitting.
Yeah,
Lord.
some people do. You know, there's times
Some people
door
take
open, you walk in somewhere to use something, and you open the door. All you see is this growth hanging out over the top because all the, everything hanging everywhere.
John, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's like, look, yeah. Somebody sent a steam shovel because that sucker's not swallowing that right away. By the time you flush it, it ain't gonna go.
That's prehistoric shit.
Oh, that is funny as hell, dude.
It's hilarious. And then, around here you got your Johnny boxes and that, like at any public venue. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
You go out on the West Coast, it's the same thing, but they call it a honey bucket. I told a guy one time, you go to work, have a crappy job every day. You all need to change the name of your company because there's nothing sweet and honey about that situation.
God, like I said, I learned something new every day.
Speaking of that, did anybody catch? I don't know how many of you guys follow NASCAR. Last week when they run Chicago, and I run through Chicago the day before, they had a bad storm that came in during the one race, basically the lightning, everything, and bad winds. It held the start of the race up. It was blowing, those little pop-up campers were being blown across the parking lot, the crowd, and all the big tents and everything like they put over their awning things on the pit wagons. Those were getting ripped off and shredded. It was a bad deal. There was a guy that called into the radio program that had left who was explaining what it was. And all I can think is, oh, the poor guy. One of those beautifully established honey buckets actually got picked up because it started storming and blowing before they got back to the vehicle, and it got dropped on the hood of his truck.
Oh.
Oh, that is a shitty situation.
Yeah, it's
Did they say what kind of truck it was?
no, they did not.
Oh, I was gonna say, it's
Too bad it wasn't a Ford.
depending on if you're a Dodge, Ford, or Chevy fan, could be
I'm sure they could have run with it. He didn't say what he had. He said his hood was scratched and dented. But the worst part was, and I was trying to understand how, but somehow it jammed. So he literally had to pick this thing off the hood of his truck to leave. And I'd be like, well, and they asked us, well, did you throw it in the bed of your truck and take it home with you? Your truck's damaged. You're not going to get that back. You at least could have got something out of the deal.
Hey, I got a free porta potty I can put in my backyard for barbecues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That or set it on the corner. Set it on the corner. Says, hey, congratulations, parents of all shapes and ages. For $10 for the school year, we'll put this children's bus stop out here for when the need arises. We'll run it out.
My God.
But yeah, it's hilarious. I mean, you see stuff everywhere. I see the guy that was hauling those down the road one day. That must have been going to an event to set him up, and a car cut him off, and he ended up catching the end of the guardrail. And he laid the thing down in the middle of the road.
Mm.
Now I don't know what they put in that stuff they're so-called deodorizing chemical, but I can safely say it will stain the paint lines on a road a very iconic color that does not wash off.
So what is everybody's worst experience on the highway?
My worst experience? Define worst.
God, I gotta think about that.
That's up to your interpretation.
There's things I've seen that you can't repeat nowhere.
Mhm.
It's got to be entertaining for the live stream and appropriate.
Probably the worst experience from natural causes would be the tornado that I was trying to outrun that was picking my trailer up in the air and bouncing the tires on the ground.
Oh, that's got to be scary.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that.
And I was loaded with, what did I have on that day? Almost 48,000 pounds of copper plate.
And it's still picking your trailer up.
And it was still picking. I mean, you could watch your trailer lift on the ground and you could look at the daylight underneath the tires and it would bounce.
You'd just be lucky you weren't carrying a freaking trailer load of shit paper.
Yeah, well, If I'd have got flipped over, at least I had a padded place to land, right?
Unless it blew it all away.
Mm.
Yeah, that would be my luck.
I'm honestly gonna have to think about that because I mean, as much as I drive for my job, yeah, I'm trying to think what would be the worst highway experience.
You wanna come back to you?
Yeah, please do. And I'm
You ready?
back to me like in 3 weeks because
7 business days.
Sean's already shared one that's probably
Cross-speed shipping will be here in 3 months after it passes through customs.
the day that his Nova grenaded itself.
What, my Nova?
Yeah, when you had your tire blow out.
Hey, don't be stealing my ideas here.
I was gonna say that's probably your worst experience.
actually, I wasn't thinking back far enough. My worst highway experience. All right, so was when I was in the military. We left, I want to say Friday, from Langley Air Force Base in Virginia, and we were heading up to the Nissan Pavilion, which is right outside of DC, for Ozfest. And it was a bunch of us. There was 2 cars. I had Mike. It was a 91 Ford Escort, and a buddy of mine had a little Ford Ranger. And we were going like he knew where he was going. I did not, and he sped. I really don't speed, and he was going like 95, 90 miles an hour. So I obviously kept up. And then all of a sudden, somebody in front of him slammed on his brakes. And we're going about 80, 85, between 80 and 90. He slammed on his brakes. I slammed on mine. He rear-ended somebody. I rear-ended him. Someone rear-ended me. So it was a 4-car accident and literally turned my Ford Escort into a taco. Because I hit a Ford Ranger. So here's the Ford Ranger. Here's my Escort. Crunch. Right underneath the bed of his truck. And then behind me was like Chevy, what was it called? Aerostar or something like that. It was a minivan.
A minivan with a really sharp front end.
Hit me from behind. Think of it was, I had a passenger behind me. And then I had this girl that rode with us, 5'2", weighed maybe $115, laying down in the back seat, literally in the middle of this accident. Ironically, she did not get hurt. No one got hurt, other than a couple of bumps from getting an accident.
You guys got lucky.
But yeah, we ended up. My car was totaled, so we piled in my buddy's Ford Ranger and continued on to Ozfest. Went to Ozfest, had an awesome time, and drove back. I slept on the floor of a hotel that night, and then drove back to Langley Air Force Base. So it was an epic time, but yeah, it was interesting.
Hey, you got an awesome story to tell now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
All right, what about you, Biggie?
I don't really think I have one anywhere near in the scope of your guys's. Most of mine are like, I don't want to say the first person because I wasn't the one driving.
You don't have to go on, it's just any experience you've had on the highway.
The one that really comes to mind is when it was my mom, my brother, and I. We weren't part of an accident, but we saw the aftermath of one. There was like some Toyota Corolla up on its side in the ditch, and some other. Wait. Some car was on its side in the ditch, and then there was another car that caused it that I think kept on going, but behind us there was a log truck that had to slam on the brakes, and of course logs, a lot of weight, shift around. He just threw logs all over the fucking road. Behind us, granted.
Dude, that's some Final Destination shit right there.
Yeah, I know. That's what everyone's probably thinking.
Woo! But you said behind you?
Say what?
Not everyone at once. Calm down. Jesus Christ.
No, but I'm saying like that happened behind you, like it happened like a rear view mirror behind you, or
Like a good maybe 100, 200 feet back.
still you see you're just driving along and you're just like jamming out. It's like music. You look in your rear view mirror, like, oh look, Final Destination, cool.
Yeah, pretty much. They're filming a movie behind us. What kind? Final Destination.
Dude, every time I tell you what, dude, every time, because where I live right down the road, like literally 5 miles from a paper mill, and I see those big trucks all the time with all these giant logs, and I look at those and I'm like, God, if that movie ever fucking happened, dude, that would be that would be just crazy. Every time I get behind them.
Yeah.
My grandmother was always afraid to pass any kind of truck because she was always afraid that it was gonna like tip over onto her. And then one day, hang on, 1 second. One day, this was when my grandparents had some concession wagon. That's how they paid their bills. They make like French fries and hamburgers and fucking fried chicken tenders and all kinds of shit like that. And that's how they pay their bills. Well, it was one or two towns over. It was like 12. I don't know, maybe like a half-hour drive away. But you had to go through this really like twisty, turny section. By well, up here it's called Eagle Lake. I know you guys don't know what that is. But it's, let me see if I can pull it up on Google Maps really quick. But this was a part of that she had to go this way. She didn't go this way. She was taking a detour that was going to take her like another at least half a fucking hour. Well,
is there a town nearby or?
Scroon Lake. Now, why am I on my internet, bro?
New York? Scroon Lake?
Yeah.
Dude, I grew up in upstate New York.
Oh, shit.
The town I grew up in was called Hartford.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I'm looking at Scroon Lake right now. So, okay. So you're pretty far north of. I used to hang out in Lake George.
Oh, all right.
And I lived south, southeast of that. Actually, I lived east of Glens Falls, small town called Hartford. I was maybe 5 minutes, well, maybe 10 minutes from Vermont.
No, I can beat you. I'm like 2 minutes from Vermont, minus the ferry.
But I know exactly what you're talking about. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Small world. Wow.
Yeah, for real. All right, let me fucking. Am I even going the right way on this? It's right here. Gonna be facing this way. Yep, I got it now. Give me 1 moment.
All right.
Let this shit load out of fucking 480p. Oh, shit. No, come on. No, come on. No, god damn it. Oh my fucking Christ.
You should hear this guy play video games. Just letting you know. This is tame. This is tame compared to playing video games with him.
No, dude, tame isn't the word for it.
Dude, you should have. Do you live stream on Twitch or YouTube?
No.
We were
Alright, so
going to do that at one point, but we couldn't get a dependable stream going on. If you go back in my YouTube history, you'll see where we were all gaming together. So. Girlfriend.
Come on. All right, so there is this little bit of road right about here.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me make you big. There you go.
There's this little stretch of road right about here. And this is the part my grandmother had to drive through every day or she wasn't getting to where she needed to go. Well, one day, shortly after she drove through there, a log truck was going through there, apparently fucking cranking. Like, seriously. Like, this guy tipped his fucking truck over. Just there was, like, a fence that was just destroyed, and they were picking up pieces of it for, like, weeks afterwards. But my grandmother could have easily been crushed to death right then and there. But fortunately, she managed to miss that by probably minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
All right, Rick, do we have one for you?
You're that age, and you're just like, well, this is what I know, so fuck it.
I've
Yeah.
been thinking this whole time. I don't really have any crazy highway stories.
You don't have to have actually been the person involved. You just have to have witnessed it.
Oh, shit. We're getting rules up in here.
Yeah, now he throws a monkey wrench in it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, not really, because if it's a highway story and that you're involved in it, you don't have to be the actual participant in the story. You just have to have seen it and been experienced while on the highway with it.
I got more like a small town kind of back road story.
Go ahead.
All right,
That works.
so
You got to speak up so we can hear you.
yeah, so riding with an old friend, and it was like right around the time we got our license. He just got his license a week before. He goes, "Yeah, let's go out for a ride." Takes his mom's Ford Explorer or whatever. So comes up, stops at a stop sign, looks one way before turning. We missed the carload of these dudes. The smallest one was probably twice my size. We missed them by inches. So we get in this little car chase right through this neighborhood. And, pretty much we outran him. And then all within the course of about 30 seconds to a minute, he almost does the same thing, almost clips another guy. Stupid. Stupid people, yeah.
I love people.
Yeah.
All right. Well, since everybody else is, you're done with your story there, Rick?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So Chris pretty much nailed one of mine on the head. One of the most scariest moments I've had on the highway was when I was using my Nova as a daily driver at this point. It was in. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. It was in photos. Oh.
Real quick.
It is actually pretty quick. Didn't take too long to get to it.
Somebody cue the
I need to say
final.
real quick, I'm gonna start a stopwatch.
It was in this configuration. So at that point, I was daily driving it, and we were actually taking my kid to a doctor's appointment. And I don't know how many of you guys know 422. Because some of you guys are around here, some of you guys aren't. Rick might know 422.
Sounds familiar.
422.
But it's basically the main road that goes from Harrisburg all the way out to almost Philly.
Yeah. Yep, I know it. I've been on it.
So we were just outside of Reading. So we were heading towards Exeter. And doing about 55, 65 miles an hour. And I'm in the fast lane, the lane up against the concrete barrier on your driver's side. And the back driver's side tire decides to what we call gator. Anybody guys know what gatoring means?
No,
Where the tread comes off, and the term comes from when the tread's like laying down on the road. It kind of looks like an alligator's head.
Right, exactly. Basically, it detreaded.
Oh,
The tread separated from the main carcass of the tire, of the wheel. So everything from
I've never seen that. That sounds.
It's really weird.
Wow.
Right. So basically, all of the tread from the steel bands out. So like everything that's from the layer of the steel band. So everything from there to the outside of the tread delaminates.
Wow.
Separates from the carcass.
Right. Well, now there's two reasons why this happened. A, the tires that I were running were BF Goodrich radial TAs, and they were from a Mustang from the 80s. So they were older. It was an older set of tires. So there was a little bit of dry rot involved, and the fact that the way that the car sat, the edge of the fender, because the tires were so wide, would every once in a while, if the bounce was good enough, catch the edge of the tread of the tire. So basically what it did is it cut the tire away from the rest of the tread away from the rest of the tire. And this happened at about 60 miles an hour. Now, first thing you expect when a tire blows is that you're going to lose control of the car. Didn't really lose control of the car. The car just kind of went from slightly like, kind of low and menacing to instant high boy. Because that whole side of that tire literally ballooned up like the size of a donut. So whereas the tire is normally flat across when it has the tread on it, when it didn't have the tread, it was just a giant dome.
Donutted.
When the tire let go, it didn't let go like real quick. It wrapped around a few times. Well, all that tire flapping around literally ripped my wheel well up. It ripped the door handle off the driver's side of my door.
Oh, wow.
Literally ripped it off. In fact, that was the last time that car was on the road, inspected and legal. That was actually the end of the reason of the Nova being on the road. It's because the damage, to fix that damage, we found a lot of rot that was in the car that I didn't know was there. And it was going to be more to fix that car. The car would need to be taken off the road to be fixed. So we just ended up pulling the Cavalier out of storage, fixing what was wrong with that, because it was cheaper to fix that car than it was to fix my Nova to daily drive it.
Mm-hmm.
The only other bad one I had was I was partying down in Lancaster with the Trans Am, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning on our way home, and the motor in the Trans Am locked up. On my way home at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Huh.
Great.
I had to call somebody to come out. We had to end up leaving the car out there that night because it wouldn't stay running for more than 5 minutes.
Damn.
And that's how Chris ended up with the motor to my TA.
Which is sitting in storage now.
Yep, waiting for a rebuild.
Well, hey guys, I'm going to call it a night, so I'm going to get out of here. But
I'm gonna do the same. I got
great
work.
talking to all of you.
I think we're all going to end up calling it a night because it's 12 o'clock and I have to work tomorrow.
Yeah, same.
So we'll all say our goodbyes. Matt, if you want to announce your channel and say your goodbyes.
Matt MPG. Glad to have you guys as always. Thanks for having me.
All right, see you later, Matt.
Okay.
Rick, if you want to announce your channel and say your goodbyes.
All right. Hey, I'm Rick. Haven't really uploaded much lately, but I might get back into that. I don't know.
You still have your Instagram. You upload pretty often on that.
Not so much, but yeah, if you want to follow my Instagram, it's RickL Formula 400. I post pictures of my XJ, my Formula, and actually about to start tearing it down. Finally got it in the garage, so we'll see what happens. But thanks for having me, guys. Have a good night.
All right. Big E doesn't have a YouTube channel. He just has his gaming.
Yeah.
But close buddy of mine. And then we have Chris with his Formula. How does it go?
Firebird Nation Car Club.
Firebird Nation Car Club. I'm sorry, I'm horrible with names, even with my own friends.
Could be worse.
And I am NOVAtazz, and I will be here every week, barring technical difficulties. And we'll see you guys next week, same time, same place, 9 o'clock, right here on Sunday. See you later.
Have a good night, everybody.
Peace out.